This ain't no clickbait. Elon Musk is poisoning Memphis. Elon Musk is poisoning Memphis because he have this massive AI data center in Memphis and is burning enough gas to power a small city. Now, Elon ain't got no permits. Did you hear me? There are no permits. Okay? And there is no pollution control being carried out, or, there's no pollution control present in Elon's project down there in Memphis. There's so much to talk about. This is a very, very, very important stream. And if you watching this, please share it with your loved ones, especially if they live in Memphis and just anywhere in the South, because Texas too. A lot of these European tech gurus know that there is little restrictions in the South. They know that there is little pushback. You don't need a lot of permits to go and poison black people, right? I'm not trying to play no race card here, but there is some the truth that we got to tell. I can't sugarcoat it. I'm from Alabama. They got the Honda plant. They got all of these plants in Alabama, but they're situated in the poor parts of the places where, where there's a lot of black people at. Not just saying we're poor, we got money too, but I'm just saying. There's a city in Alabama, it's called Osippico. If you're from Bama, you know what I'm talking about. Osippico is one of the most toxic cities in the world. And the people that live in Osippico, they don't live long. They don't live long. I remember when I was young, we used to roll our windows up when we rode through Osippico, because Osippico got all of these plants. It's just a fog in the air all the time. People that live in Osippico, they don't live long, and they also have a lot of sicknesses. People say, well, Sanchez, why don't they just move when that's all you got? This is your property on planet Earth, and you don't have nowhere else to go. Anywhere else you go, you're homeless. Person may say, well, it's best to be homeless than to get sick and die. Well, being homeless will kill you too, genius. You picking your poison at this point, man. And people just say, I might as well stay on my property. And hey, what am I going to do against these corporations with all this money? The state government aren't doing anything. There are no pollution controls. And a lot of these tech companies don't even need permits. What's this telling me is that you got a bunch of rich corporations coming into poor areas and they spreading their money around, okay? A lot of these poor states and poor areas, well, they're poor, so they're desperate for money. It's a lot of corruption. So they're rubbing a lot of palms. These rich corporations come into Memphis. They come into Birmingham. They ain't gonna come into Atlanta because the black folks in Atlanta got a little money. So they ain't really just big on letting you pollute our people in our city in Atlanta, because they making a lot of money from strip clubs, Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta got a booming economy. They don't need these foreign corporations. I'm gonna tell you, the black folks in Atlanta don't need Elon Musk. That's right. So I got a lot to teach y'all today. You're gonna see why you don't have a lot of these pollution plants in Atlanta. You don't have a lot of these pollution plants in Florida. But you have a few in Louisiana and a lot in Texas. Oh, man, if you listen, Texas got so many tech companies and plants and all of that. I'm going to just tell you right now, the reason that you're getting cheap property in Texas, and no one's going to tell you this, and I can't lie, it's a good deal. You get a beautiful mansion in Texas for a little bit of nothing. But what they not telling you, man, Texas is polluted like a mother. That's right. I wouldn't lie to you. You're breathing a lot of stuff, man. I'm just saying, of course, that if it happens in one place in America, it's going to happen nationally. But if you're in that place, it's even worse for you. So yeah, Texas has cheap property, but don't get it twisted, man. Texas have a lot of pollution going on, big tech companies in the air. And the brother from Opal Warwick, yeah, Ossipico, that's a city that's in our home state. If you're from Alabama, Ossipico is the most toxic city in Alabama. And the state ain't gonna do nothing about it. Now, the state will regulate the young black boys with the controlled substances, but the state will let a foreign corporation come in here and put toxins and chemicals in the air. You know why? Because the politicians in these cities, in these states, don't live in the area. That's right. They don't live there. The people that's selling Memphis out to Elon Musk don't even live in Memphis. I'm going to tell y'all something. It ought to be against the law for you to have a seat of power in a certain city and you're not a resident in it and you ain't live in that city. Maybe that is a law. Maybe I'm just dumb on this particular thing. But yeah, if a person lived in that city, then they wouldn't be so quick to sell it out to these corporations. And they're going to look the other way when they go to polluting the air. When they polluting the air over here, your politicians going to look over here and start talking about other stuff. Right? See why they got it, why they got everybody talking about this, that, this, and that in your local area. Y'all being poisoned to death. That's right. If you live in Memphis, every time you take an inhale, you're breathing in poisons and toxins that Elon Musk is putting in your black body, but Elon Musk ain't in Memphis. Check me out now. Elon Musk is so far away from the bull crap. Again, Elon Musk ain't in Memphis. Elon Musk not in Memphis, but his pollution is there. And a person can say, well, these are just rich men taking benefit of poor areas, or, of what they can do, taking advantage of a poor area or of opportunity. It ain't that. I'm not saying, well, let's not say it ain't that. That's not all it is, because to me, it is biological warfare. We may not want to look at it that way. We may want to say, well, he just trying to make money. Ain't no regulations in Memphis. Ain't no restrictions. Ain't no pollution controls. He just a rich white man taking the path of least resistance. Yeah, that's true too. But at the same time, if you don't think Elon Musk knows that he's poisoning Memphis, and now this can be debated. Y'all can say, well, you're reaching now, Sanchez. I'll give you that. This is just my opinion. I think Elon Musk get a kick out of it. I think that him knowing that he's poisoning people, if he don't get a kick out of it, then he don't feel bad about it at all. Like, he just don't feel nothing about it. Okay, you're getting poisoned. You're dying. So, and to me, that's evil in a mother freaker, man. That's very evil, bro. So on one hand, you can say, well, it's greed, man. It's an opportunity. But on the other hand, I'm saying that even though that might be right, there's still a degree of evil and wickedness and something in him that's kind of, it just don't mind killing these particular people in this particular area. Because in my opinion, Elon just wouldn't build his, what he got is a AI plant in Memphis. And he's also, it's an AI data center. And he also building like one of the world's biggest computers in Memphis. So everybody, let me tell you something right now. When you sit in front of your computer, there's this, think of like a tourist field. Okay, think of you burning a candle. And the candle will give this aura around it. The candle will have a bubble of light around the candle. So, like, for example, my computer in front of me right now, my modem, all of these hard drives and stuff, these things are emitting a bubble of radiation. I'm in the bubble. And so the fact that I work on a computer every day, I'm basically speeding up my lifespan. I'm basically shortening my lifespan just by me being in front of this technology every day, and this has been my job. If you put it this way, if you do hard labor out in the field, you may say, man, I want a desk job in front of a computer. Guess what we finding out? People with these desk jobs in front of these computers are developing all kind of illnesses. People out there working in the field is living long as hell, like my pops is, like your grandfathers who was hard working because they getting a workout, they out in the sun. What about the people in the office all the time on a computer? They dying quicker. But check this out. It's because if you think about how much energy your computer giving off, that's how big the radiation bubble is. Now, the thing that's emitting this radiation bubble, the further you are from the epicenter, the less impact the radiation have on you, okay? So the closer you go to the source of the bubble, you're really being cooked, right? So what's happening to us is what's happening to food in a microwave, but it's happening on a very, very slow level. Like if cooking food in a microwave is stabbing someone, then you being in front of the computer is like a little bitty cut on your thumb, a little cut. And enough of these cuts can kill you. It's just a little tiny cut and a tiny cut here, a tiny cut, tiny cut, tiny cut. And this is how the people who getting constantly radiated, they dying from like death by 1 trillion cuts. But the whole thing is this right here. So the bubble that my computer giving off is radiation. It's definitely cancerous to our cells. We know that, but we live in a technological world. The world we've built, we're not compatible for it. I'm gonna say that one more time. The world that humans are building right now is not compatible for humans. What's gonna be the problem for this, Sanchez? We're gonna become transhumans. We're gonna terraform this world so much by the year 2050 that regular humans ain't gonna really be able to live on this earth. You're gonna have to transhumanize or kind of evolve your biology as a human to even live on this earth as we advance and terraform the place to create this digital police grid that many call the New World Order. But how does this relate to Memphis? The concept that how strong your computer is will dictate how much radiation is impacting your cells, which is why when I get off of this thing, I try to leave this office and go outside. I try to walk around my backyard. I try to do yard activity. And so if you got a computer job, yeah, man, you getting double whammies if you working on your computer and you're being entertained by your computer. It's a double whammy. So my suggestion is if you work a desk job at a computer, then you need another form of entertainment that requires you to get the hell away from the computer. Because most of us, we are entertained with the computer. We work on a computer. We can't find no way to escape the computer. And so, but why am I bringing up the radiation and a computer? Well, what did I just tell you? Elon Musk is building one of the world's biggest computers in Memphis. And what you got to realize is that the most black people in America are situated in Southeast America. That's right. I want to say that again. The most black people in America are in the Southeast area where Memphis is. You got this big computer that Elon is about to build. That thing is gonna create a radiation bubble that's the size of a state. Let me tell y'all how dangerous this is, because ain't no one gonna tell you about this. People don't know the nature of this technology and how it interacts with our biology. No one really researches terraforming. Elon ain't a human, y'all. Well, Sanchez, you tripping. You saying Elon is an alien? Hell, every time I turn around, y'all keep saying we're not alone. Every time I turn around, they say, you believe it's just humans? No, I think there's humanoids. I'm not so egotistical that I think we're the only life form, huh? See how I'm using they stuff against them? You can't make me believe in little green men, but I don't think humans are alone. I think that we exist with ancient transhumans that have already crossed over with AI, and now they're about to make us do it. And this is Elon's species. Now, people may think Elon is a human, but again, I don't think we're alone. If everybody want to believe in aliens, I got the right to say, well, I think aliens look just like humans, but they got a chip in their brain and they're connected with this devil that we call artificial intelligence, which is the Antichrist. And guess what's so sad about this Western world? We've programmed AI. I don't have an Elon emoji for my members. We'll have one by the end of this show. We need an Elon Musk emoji for my channel members to spam in the chat room. We will have more emojis for the members, and that'll be one of them. No one likes to pull the race card. No one does. And it's bigger than black and white. It's humans versus humanoids. But the humanoids they know that people are programmed with the black and white, so that's how they keep us divided. So what am I saying about Elon Musk? He's an incubator baby who is not connected to the universe like me. That's right. And like my kind of people. And we think that these people are some cavemen, some Neanderthal and all that crap. No, it's way worse, bro. They're humans. They're synthetic humans, or what we call humanoids. And they want us to believe in ETs and green men when these synthetic humans come in all colors and nationalities. They've blended in like wolf in sheep clothes. This synthetic human that y'all are calling Elon Musk is waging war on black people in Memphis. He's pausing them. Why? Because the people in Memphis gonna say it's white people attacking black people. I'm gonna tell y'all it's humanoids attacking humans, but they gotta make it appear like I'm a white man being racist against these black folks in Memphis. But I'm telling you, these AI centers is gonna be a network of centers all around America. It's just that when America gets sick, when America catch a cold, black people get the flu. What I mean by that is, ain't no American safe from what Elon is doing. It's just they always implement the bull crap first on us. And that's just facts. If there's a new disease that they want to put out there, they gonna test it first on us. And and why are we so targeted? Because we so programmed to say, man, that's white supremacy, bro. And they want you to say that it's so much deeper. There's a whole other species that's waging war against humanity. But I can't say that because my black brothers and sisters will say, man, you trying to include everybody else when they destroying us the worst. See how they got this thing? But we need to, we're gonna get into exactly why I'm looking at this way. You gotta understand that the size of this computer that Elon is building in Memphis, it's gonna shorten the lifespan of everyone in that bubble. Every baby being born gonna be born with problems that we may see visibly or non-visibly. Because these radiation bubbles coming from these towers and these equipments are creating fields of energy. You gotta ask yourself, all of these tech gurus got all of this money. But when it's time to build their devices, they go build it in the poorest areas that they don't live in. Because the stuff that they building is very cancerous, man. All right. And they know it. They're not gonna build this stuff in their own backyard. Just think about this, right? When you go to Elon house or Queen Elizabeth house, you barely see any technology. You got to think about what I'm saying now. If you go to Queen Elizabeth house, they drinking water out of wells, fresh water from the ground. They're breathing clean air. It ain't no plants around it. It ain't barely even some concrete roads. It is like going back in time when you go to Queen Elizabeth's castle. They growing their own foods and all of that. You know why they do that, y'all? Because everything else on the earth is contaminated. That's right. You gotta ask yourself, how come the richest people in the world still live like it's the 1900s? How come these kings and queens got dirt roads and farms and castles and they drinking water from wells? You never thought about that? Like, if I'm a king or a queen with all that money, why would I want to live in an old ass castle? I'm about to go get me a big mansion somewhere in the big city, right? Wrong. The people that really run the world and got wealth, they so far away from the city because they know going into the city is stepping into an invisible radiation bubble that's cancerous, and that everyone live in the city die quicker. Everyone live in these areas got a short lifespan, and guess what? They can't leave these areas. Why? They want to work, right? They want to feed their family. They're on the grid. If you want to leave your city, you literally got to go back into nature, get off grid, and go into the jungle like what the kings and the queens is doing. Because Queen Elizabeth, if she's off grid, all of these kings and queens, they castles ain't connected to the world's energy grid. If our power go out, Queen Elizabeth still got power. They live in a whole nother world than what we live in, literally. Your world is your environment around you. And if you live in these big cities and stuff like that, you're going to have a low quality of life because you're in a big toxic radiation bubble. The moment a person leave these cities and they go to like an island somewhere, a lot of people say, man, I left America. I took all of my money, I went off grid, and I went to paradise. These people will tell you that they transformed and became entirely new individuals in these new environments. That they found out that they weren't even who they thought they was, and you know why? You're a product of your environment. Everyone that's living in these areas, you can't even be 100% yourself because all of our cities influence who we are. Which is why damn near, I would say, half of your personality come from where you from. If you're a Philly nigga, a Birmingham guy, Atlanta guy, I can tell you where you from just by seeing how you talk and how you act, because who you are A lot of who you are come from your environment, how we talk, how we think, how we walk, our posture. All of this is connected to your health. This will dictate how long you live. Right? How you think, how even you talk, because our words are energies. And everybody in toxic environments, they use a certain type of vocabulary that's toxic as well. In other words, we are what we eat. And we'll build a thought pattern and a vocabulary pattern and even a social political structure off of our state of being. And this goes into why I'm telling you that the black people in Memphis, what we're seeing when they start firing up this technology that Elon Musk is building in Memphis, you're going to see niggas getting more violent in Memphis. You're going to see crime go up. You're going to see now a lot of people going to say, Sanchez, you reaching like, okay, bro, I'm going to tell you something, bro. Go into nature in a natural environment and a natural ecosystem where these animals are living and thriving, and then terraform that environment and make it toxic. Put some poisons in their air, put poisons in their water, put radiation within the ether in that area. Now those same animals that was living in a good little perfect balanced ecosystem, once you introduce chemicals and unnatural poisons, guess what's going to happen? Those animals are going to mutate and start killing each other. That some of the animals that was getting along is going to start fighting. Some of the animals that was fighting may start getting along. But things are going to be flipped upside down in that ecosystem once you introduce this unnatural factor. You can take what I'm saying and you can remanifest this on a smaller scale, which let me know that I'm speaking facts. That's right. So in a lot of areas where there's a lot of crime, violence, and killing, bro, there's a lot of toxicity. There's a lot of chemicals in the air. There's a lot of radiation. And scientists knows that there is a connection between environmental pollution and toxic behavior. They've seen it in animals, but they ignore it in humans, and they just lock you up, and they got a prison industrial complex in the areas with the most toxins. You see how science is being used to wage war against a certain group? They smart enough to know that we are a product of our environment, and that the areas that's most polluted with toxins and radiation, the people are more stressed. The people have short attention spans. They're most snappy. And if you look at animals in the wild that are introduced to toxins and radiation, they the same way, man. So why would I say, oh, those animals are behaving so violently? No, those animals are being poisoned. Your mental health can be dictated by certain things you breathing and eating. So if you say, man, them people got bad thoughts, them people mind is all messed up, a person thought pattern can be a result of the food they eating, the air they breathing, and all that can influence the thought patterns that you have, which is why when people get out of the city, they can clear their mind. I don't know about y'all. I find it very hard to clear my mind in Las Vegas, or if you live in Brooklyn or whatever booming city you live in, LA, tell the truth now. You don't really feel like you've cleared your mind until you go on a little vacation and you get far away from the city. And it's like now you can take this deep breath. You're recharged. It's like a lot of the stresses, the toxins, the things that were plaguing you just don't exist while I'm on this little vacation in paradise. As soon as you get back into that bubble All of those stress factors come to mind, all of those worries and depressions, because guess what? All of that stuff exists in you, but it exists in the environment that you've tethered yourself with. The moment you disassociate yourself with that environment, you leave all of those stress factors that were aging you behind. But we got to understand how the environment is being terraformed to influence certain behavior and certain thought patterns. And then when those thought patterns and behaviors manifest, they say that's just naturally how those people are. The racism behind that is you can't say that a person is behaving naturally when they're in an unnatural environment. That's right. Science know that, but science is racist, and science want to exterminate a certain group. See, because if I poison these frogs and I put radiation in their environment and I mentally screw these frogs right here, and somebody come along and say, oh, those frogs are behaving so stupid and ignorant, man, we need to lock those frogs up and put them in a cage and separate those frogs from the other frogs because these frogs are acting weird. Right? And instead of them saying, hey, we manipulated the weird frogs, they say, no, them weird frogs just born like that. They just evil. Lock them up, put them in jail. And they have a whole industry based upon manipulating the environment, which then will manipulate the people. And then they can capitalize off the they already know how you're going to react. They already primed the environment to fuel your thought paradigm, your series of actions. When you see people acting a certain way, I'm not saying we shouldn't have accountability. I'm saying if you don't understand what biological warfare is and how the game is stepped up now with the bio warfare, with terraforming certain areas. And that's why I'm bringing up Elon Musk. So I've given you 30 minutes of an introduction.
Thinks that he's
I'm sorry. I've given you 30 minutes of an intro to kind of set the stage of how deep this thing is, right? Before we play the video. Now let's go ahead and run this thing and start our review so we can let you know what's going on to our brothers and sisters here in Memphis. And I got peoples in Memphis, man. So this hit home, literally, you know, that if you from Bama, you look at Memphis, Atlanta, all this is like home. But like I said, it's this computer Elon building, the bubble that the radiation bubble is gonna be the size of a state. Everybody in that bubble will be affected. And you got to ask yourself, why is Elon doing this in the Southeast? Because that's where the most black people at. Now let's go ahead and play the video. This man is a damn devil. And ain't nobody talking about this, but they care something about black people.
Sometimes the most shocking corporate misconduct is hidden in plain sight, invisible to the naked eye.
What is happening here will swallow up our...
Hey, can y'all put burlap on timeout? How the hell you coming in here mentioning Sarah Sudenseti?
Sometimes the most shocking corporate misconduct is hidden in plain sight, invisible to the naked eye.
What is happening here will swallow up our world if we don't stop it right here, right now.
Looking back, there was an early clue that the world's richest man was up to something here.
It's just like...
And Seti ain't talking about what's happening to black people in Memphis. Seti don't care nothing about black people. He just cares something about the goddamn Egyptians. Seti care more about Africans and like Egyptians. Seti don't care about black people in America, even though he one of us. Seti glorify Nigerian culture, Egyptian culture, foreign ass shit. And he want to act like black people in America are Egyptians and shit. Nah, nigga. We our own group of, we ain't no damn Egyptians, nigga. We was better than the Egyptians, nigga. The Egyptians was biting off our shit. We the Olmecs, nigga. Hey, shout out to Gail Monifa. Sanchez, the best at flat earth and synchronization. Thank you so much. Said it don't like FBA. Said it is a Pan-African. We're not the same, sir. Stop it. Let's go.
It's like, why?
Said he ain't talking about what's happening to black people in Memphis. He care more about what's happening to Africans in the diaspora. For real, though. So let me alone now. Let me get my people this knowledge.
Sometimes the most shocking corporate misconduct is hidden in plain sight, invisible to the naked eye.
What is happening here will swallow our world if we don't stop it right here, right now.
Looking back, there was an early clue that the world's richest man was up to something here.
It's just like, why is Elon Musk coming to Memphis?
The people of Memphis soon found out.
Now Elon Musk is coming to Memphis to build the world's largest supercomputer.
A year later,
We here because we need food.
people here want answers.
It's the job of the health department to protect our lungs, and not once have they went to XAI to see that they had 35 gas turbines operating and polluting our air.
We went to Memphis and found an environmental crime scene. Musk's data center burning enough methane to power a small city with no permits and no pollution controls.
I have not seen anything like this. We believe they've already violated the Clean Air Act.
As Musk helps dismantle the very federal agency that's supposed to protect us against pollution like this,
There is no way to miss how this is a coordinated strategy.
A coordinated strategy against these black folks in Memphis. And let me just say something, man. Let's not make this a black and white thing. The reason I'm putting black on it is because I look at my YouTube analytics and I got mostly black people follow my channel, so I'm addressing them specifically. But Memphis has so many different races. It's pitiful. Asians, whites, blacks. Of course, it's predominantly black, but I mean, it's just as many whites. So this is just a war against people in a certain tax bracket. Hey, man, let's give a shout out to Carl Scott and to Adam H for being a sponsor of today's broadcast and showing some love for the channel's 8th anniversary. Thank y'all. If you guys would like to congratulate us on our 8th year, sit down with Sanchez. Send us $8 to the super chat or to the Cash App, which is pinned. And appreciate you guys for being a part of this community for 8 years. Yeah, this video gonna be triggering. Let's get through it.
what does Memphis reveal about the future Elon Musk wants for us all?
So the mission of XAI and Grok is to understand the universe.
In 2023, Musk founded XAI to produce and sell artificial intelligence.
We want to understand the nature of the universe so we can figure out where are the aliens, what's the meaning of life, how does the universe end.
Its main product is Grok, an AI chatbot that he's incorporated into Twitter, or X. Musk was entering the race to dominate the AI market, but he was arriving late, years after competitors like OpenAI and Google had begun training their AI systems. So in Musk's mind,
Yeah, I know. I see a lot of people in the chat room saying, how is he getting away with this? How is they letting him do this? What Elon Musk doing in Memphis is happening in poor areas in in America. I told you they've been doing this in Osippico, Alabama for way before Elon was even a thing. So there are what I call toxic cities in America, and they scattered about, and in these cities are like people that's bitten in these areas from the beginning of time. They are indigenous like to these areas as far as I'm concerned. People say, how did he get away with it? Well, we just heard in the video, this is an orchestrated thing. This is coming from the federal government down to the state level. And that's why I say that it is racism, because what's going on in America is that all of the areas in America with the elite in them, the environmental laws are so strict that if you fart in those areas, you're going to do life in jail. In the areas where the enemies of the elite, listen what I'm telling y'all, the elite are the people who want to depopulate the earth. They want to reduce the world population. And then when there's just a few humans left on the earth, they want to use AI and technology to govern over those small few humans. That's a more controllable world for them. That's their version of heaven. And if you look at what's happening, we're slowly headed there because you're killing two birds with one stone. If I want to wipe out a lot of people off the earth and use technology to police the people that's left, then guess what? I will create the technology that I'm going to use to police the humans that's left. And while I'm creating that technology, I will use that as a way to extinguish the ones that I want gone. So now I'm killing two birds with one stone, because when I start making the technology that I'm going to need to police the few humans that's left, in the process of actually engineering that tech, we're going to be depopulating the earth and misplacing people in large numbers, because you just won't live in this area for too long if you find out we getting sick and people dying quicker. You're going to basically clear that area. And that's going to push everyone into more, like we said, they want to put everybody on FEMA camps. No, they're consolidating. They're trying to push everyone away from these suburban areas into the big downtown metro areas, because these are the areas that are being terraformed the fastest and are connecting to the digital network the fastest in every state. Duh, it's your downtown area, your metro area. That's your most technological area in your state. But what happens when you have a state and the plan is to connect all of these states to the grid via their smartest city, right? Or their metro area. What happens when you have a state that has a metro area, a technological capital in it, but it's one of those what I call suburban states, where even though it have a downtown and a metro area, most of the people in that state is still concentrated in the outskirts and the suburbs. You have a lot of that going on in, like I said, in Alabama, Tennessee, and all of that. Shout out to Spirit Light Body. Bro, you inspired me to start my channel. Still on the free energy devices with one world, one hood. Man, let's drop a bomb to that. Thank you, man. That's motivating. I'm glad I was able to do that, man. And shout out to my brother Leonard Robinson, Alabama, in the house. He said, happy 8th channel birthday. Sit down with Sanchez. Man, much love, brother. Mobile in the house. Adam H., thank you for being a member as well. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, like, I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And when you travel outside of Las Vegas, ain't really much out there. It's just desert. It's kind of true for California, too. California got these main counties and main cities. And if you traveling in between them, there's literally nothing there. If these main areas that's populated ain't connected to another main area, they're getting rid of, in my opinion, they're getting rid of what we call the suburbs. They don't want no populations in between these major metro areas. Either it's sort of like what they doing in Shanghai, what they're doing in Tokyo and all of that. Like, they're getting rid of suburbs. What's happening is people is building up. What's happening is everyone is moving out of the suburbs because it is so much affordable housing in the metro, in the downtown areas, because they're building so many skyscrapers upward. We're building up. A person that lives in the suburbs and have to drive to work into the city, they're gonna say, I might as well go ahead and rent this spot in the city. And if you go, you can research what I'm saying. Suburban life is going away. And what is being replaced with is simply off-grid living. It's gonna be two kind of people in the world in the future. Either you live in a smart city or you live off-grid. The suburban guys are gonna be vanishing, just like the middle class. This whole concept of this straddling the fence type living, listen, where we going in the future, either you're gonna be off-grid saying F the system, or you're gonna be in a smart city chipped up. They getting rid of this whole in-between where, you know what, I'm gonna kind of stick my foot in the water. No, that's kind of your, okay, I'm gonna live out here in the suburbs. I got good air, good water, but I may have to drive into, you know, but that's the whole thing now. You know, what I'm seeing, maybe I'm reaching, but I see that happening. So what I'm saying is, yeah, they will build a lot of these toxic plants in the suburbs. Now they building these toxic plants in the suburbs, which will create more jobs in the metro area. So if you ain't working directly in some chemical plant, because you know they ain't building no plant downtown in the city. They building a plant in the suburbs. And that's making, and so what's happening is, if you work at this plant and you live in the suburbs, you're like a damn child that's working in some toxic mine in Africa, digging out rocks for the corporations. Listen what I'm telling you. You got these third world countries where they got these toxic jobs. Shout out to Free Change Media. Happy Creation Day. Man, thank you so much, bro. Listen at me. Americans are so lost because we look at these third world countries and we see the little boy working in a toxic environment. And we say, that's so sad. It sucks to be them. Bro, don't you know I know dudes that work at the Honda plant, the Mercedes-Benz plant? I got a little cousin that work in a coal mine. If you really think about it, we're taking the exact same risk that these third world country people taking, but you think you so damn different. Americans are a joke. We think we so better than everybody. Like, you got dudes that'll be working at a Elon Musk factory somewhere, and they don't know that them working at that you know, Neuralink factory, them working at that, you know, Tesla factory, it's gonna take 10 years off of their life because they breathing in this stuff. They around this toxic environment. In America, we just say, oh, that brother got a good job at the factory, at the plant. But then we look at children and people overseas working in these toxic environments, and we don't think that's us. When, bro, the people, don't you know it's kids in other states, in other countries, they work in like sulfur volcanoes. The gases at those volcanoes is so deadly. But they got to work in it. They still outlive Americans. I want you to think about that. The people that we turn our nose up at and say, man, they working in those toxic environments, they still live longer than the dude that worked at the Ford plant in America. Like, we're literally doing exactly what they're doing, if not worse, some of y'all, when you go to work. If you work at this factory in Memphis, imagine what your health is like if the people that don't even work there is getting sick. You got people that don't even work at the factory. They getting sick. Imagine the people that work at the factory. Man, y'all got a lawsuit. I'm going to tell you right now, this is the biggest conspiracy and cover up in America. And it's because Elon can only get away with this while Donald Trump is in office. That's right. Y'all ain't hearing me, man. You're not hearing me. If the Democrats was in office, you got to understand that all of those black people in Memphis would have a better chance of getting some done to Elon if the Democrats was there. You trying to stop Elon while Trump is in office? Good luck. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Elon's smart. He knew I can't go through with my plans for Memphis until my man get in office. Elon know that. Elon couldn't be doing what he's doing in Memphis with the Democrats in power. And I don't even like the Democrats. I'm just saying that the Democrats pander so much to black people that if you look at what the black people in Memphis, how they're protesting this, they would eat that up because why? Elon Musk is a Republican. He's a conservative. He's on the red side. So if the Democrats was in office, they would definitely use this as a way to throw the Republicans under the bus and again to pander and be the savior for the black Memphis people. So it makes sense that Elon would do this when Trump gets in there.
He had to move fast.
We went to the data center providers and said, how long would it take to have 100,000 GPUs operating coherently in a single location? And we got.
He's going to have 100,000 GPUs operating in one location. People, do you know how much radiation that is? Now, ChatGPT said it's going to produce non-ionizing EMF radiation on a moderate level, and that it's going to produce thermal heat on a massive level. I put up a little table. It's ChatGPT is programmed to go with the environmental codes. So what ChatGPT don't know is that Elon ain't being regulated. So if you ask ChatGPT how much radiation is 100,000 GPUs gonna give off, it's gonna tell you moderately on the EMF side, massively on the thermal heat side. Now, how are they gonna, the thing about the thermal heat radiation, they can get rid of that with cooling devices. That's easy. What we need to be asking ourselves, how can we prove and test that these that the EMFs that this thing is giving off is non-ionizing and that they're at a moderate level? Because if people getting sick, then we know that this is BS. The radiation can't be at moderate levels if people getting sick. It's people in a Pacifico out, and you can't say all of them people lying. Let's use Occam's razor. You got hundreds of people saying we feel different. We getting sick because of this new plant here. And you got one man who trying to make money, who's evil and working with the elite saying they not getting sick. We only putting out moderate levels of poison. We ain't putting out that much poison. Who you think I'ma believe? I'ma go with the people. Cause they ain't got, all of them people ain't lying, bro. You one man, you got more of an incentive to lie than all of these people that's just trying to get up and go to work every day, man. They don't want to be protesting and all that, bro. Something must be wrong. So you got people in Pacifico, Alabama, that's been getting sick and dying quicker for years, and the state government ain't gonna do nothing about it. All of those black families in Pacifico, Alabama, they deserve, don't you know that the state owe them billions of dollars? You pausing these people residential property? Because what y'all don't know is a corporation just can't come in my backyard and invade my property space. But what y'all don't know, another way that your property is being invaded by the corporations is when they poisons come onto your property. Don't you know that Coca-Cola can't just dump trash on your property? But what they not telling you that pollution don't just come in physical trash form. Listen to me. Listen. Here goes some trash right here. Coca-Cola just can't throw that paper on my property. But guess what? Coca-Cola can't just dump dangerous radiations on my property. See, there's invisible pollutions that these corporations are dumping on our property and is making us sick. And because they ain't teaching us about the invisible world, the spiritual warfare, the spiritual battle, they got you thinking that the spiritual warfare is some crazy cartoon stuff with monsters and stuff, when the spiritual warfare is the toxins in your environment that you can't see, that you breathing in and eating and drinking. And it's lowering your quality of life. It's making your soul have to drag the body. Even if you say, well, I'm vibrant, I work out, I'm fit, bro, you're only half of what you could be. If you was doing everything you doing now in a natural environment, you will be 2 times better. A lot of people live in these environments. They say, well, I'm healthy. No, you're as healthy as you can be in these environments, but you can be way more healthier. Yeah, you working out, you're lifting your weights, you're eating your veggies. But what if I told you the air you breathe and the water you drink and the veggies you eating is all synthetic and GMO? You feel strong and healthy, but do you know what that really is? You ain't feeling the best that you can feel. You don't even know what it's like to feel your best. But a lot of us feel the best that we can feel in a toxic environment, and we think that's just the best. If you think you feel good now being healthy and eating right, running right, doing all that, move to a natural environment and do all that. You're going to realize, damn, I'm way even more stronger. Like, there's no limitations to how healthy I can get. But in a toxic environment, there is limitations to how healthy you can get. That's why it don't matter how hard you work out, how much fitness you do, you're going to die around the same age of someone who didn't. Because in these cities, we all breathing the same air, drinking the same stuff, eating the same stuff. Some of us working out, some of us not. And that's only going to give you about 5-10 more years when it should have gave you 20. Because the environment working against you too. You know, so you got to think that the people that's living the longest, they're living very primitive. They drinking well water. Like if you go to some of these billionaire houses, even though they houses may look modern, they ain't connected to the modern grid. These people drinking groundwater. The rich people know what luxury is. Luxury ain't turning on my tap water and drinking fecal matter and fluoride. You think a person with $1 billion don't care about the quality of their air and their water, you stupid. They care about it more than you because they trying to live long with all that money. So you got to ask yourself, the richer people get, the more primitive they live. The more money a person get, the more they want to get away from the city. They want to own chickens and cows and farming. They want to dig wells. Like, bro, I thought the richer you get, the more technological you get. No, the poorer you get, the more technological you get because you trying to get ahead and the rich people are telling you that technology gonna help you get ahead, pro man. When no, the technology is just gonna help them police your ass better. The rich man already ahead. He don't need technology to get ahead. That's what he's telling you. That this technology gonna make you do, it's gonna make you run faster, breathe deeper, when really it's killing you just to create the shit.
We've got time frames from 18 to 24 months. So we're like, well, 18 to 24 months, that means losing is a certainty. So the only option was to do it ourselves.
been waiting for this moment. I am pleased to announce that xAI's Gigafactory of Compute, the world's largest supercomputer, is to be located in Memphis, Tennessee.
Musk dubbed the project Colossus, after a movie about a supercomputer that becomes sentient and assumes total control of the world.
And so, my fellow human beings, we all directly and indirectly live in the shade, but not the shadow of Colossus.
What y'all gotta realize is this, man. Memphis is the name of a city in Egypt where they was using this same technology. I'm gonna say that again. Memphis is a city in Egypt. During the time of Memphis in Egypt, they wrote this out of history, how it technologically advanced the Egyptians was. The fact that they're building one of the world's biggest computers in Memphis, it makes me think that that is something that got to do with the pharaoh. Because the pharaohs in Egypt wanted to be immortal. I keep telling y'all, Elon ain't human. He's an ancient transhuman, an ancient cyborg that have cheated death, and they're able to stay here in this realm with brain-computer interfaces. The pharaohs of old are walking amongst us right now. The ancient Egyptian pharaohs are our politicians and tech gurus of the world. They cheated death. They're still among us. The pharaohs did succeed at cheating death in Egypt, and they took over the world and became what we call the world government. That's what happened to these dynasties. They're still here, still in charge, and still bringing back the technology of ancient Memphis and ancient Egypt. And it's so obvious because they doing it, it's like a ritual. He's bringing this thing back in Memphis, right? And everyone know how technologically advanced Memphis was in Egypt. And I believe Memphis was so technologically advanced that, yeah, the Egyptians had quantum computers, supercomputers, and all that. Sanchez, what happened to the Egyptians' computers? You're in one of them. You calling it Earth. Yeah, ain't nothing new under the sun. I know all of this sound crazy, but I know it's the truth. This is what you got to realize. The fact that they're doing this in Memphis is a ritual. It's symbolism involved in it. Shout out to all of my channel members. I need a break from the mainstream. Welcome to our family. Thanks for joining.
When you think about the computational power that it will take to put humans on the surface of Mars, that's going to come from the Gigafactory of Compute that calls Memphis home.
Y'all see this? They're saying if y'all want to go to space, you got to let us terraform the environment. Didn't I tell y'all that? All of the technology that they said we're going to need to get to space is technology that's going to make people sick and make them die quicker. So think about this now. How the hell are we going to get to space if we dead, dummy? If all of the technology we need to get to space, when we start making it, humans start dying, then how we going to go to space? Because it's all part of the program, y'all. We ain't going to go to space. We're going to terraform the earth with this technology to a point where humans are going to have to become cyborgs to live on this place. By then, no one will be thinking about going to space because everyone will be chipped up and you'll be able to explore different alternative realities and simulations. They're saying, they used to say, to get us to space, we need the right rocket science, and they was testing engines. Now they saying to get us to space, we got to build these AI data centers. It's like whatever they want to do that they know we would push back at, They tell us, hey, this gonna get us to space. And see, it's subconsciously the biggest mind fuck, because getting us to space translates to we're going to heaven. In a human's subconscious mind, with the programming that they've been through in this world, going to space to them is like we're leaving this polluted, filthy, evil world behind, and we going to a fresh new start, a new planet where everything gonna be all right. And that is a lie, y'all. That is a lie from Satan. Any planet we go to will become just like Earth if we don't change who we are from the inside out, y'all. You can't run from yourself. Earth didn't do this to itself. So thinking that we just gonna run away from Earth and everything gonna be all right, we just gonna take the same problems wherever we go. Anything they want to do that we know we won't approve of, they just say, but it's going to help get us to heaven, though. Ain't you tired of living in hell? Ain't you tired of living in hell? Well, if you let me build this toxic ass plant in your backyard, it'll help you get to heaven. Ain't you tired of being in hell? Now, the people that's creating hell on earth is promising us that we can go to Mars. Think about that. The people that's creating hell on earth, hold on, y'all, for 1 second. So, where was I? Yeah, we got a new member. Yeah, I need a break. Thank you for joining, being a member. Let me rewind this and see. Because I was finna go somewhere with that. Hold on a second. We got another stream for y'all today. I'm going to be exposing Donald Trump. Matter of fact, let me redirect y'all to that while I'm thinking about it. Let me go ahead and set that redirect up. Because if I don't, we'll end the show and it'll just send y'all home. But we got a lot of stuff for you today. It's my 8th anniversary of this channel. It's the 8th anniversary. We asking everyone, if you can, send in $8 to the super chat or to the Cash App to, show your appreciation. 8 years and we still going. Help us keep making content. Appreciate everyone who sponsored today's broadcast. But I will be allowing people to call in, and I'll be doing that right after I review the video. I'm running behind. I got another show at 5 and I don't want them to run right behind each other, so I better get to this review if we're going to have people calling in. If you're one of the people that's going to eventually call in, prepare yourself, get ready so we can flow smoothly with it. Let's finish.
We were told that by the company. And so it required speed and power.
It's announced as a done deal.
Keyshawn Pearson grew up in South Memphis.
A billionaire and his organization is coming to our city, and we're just finding out after the land has been purchased, after the project has been approved by certain officials, right?
Look at that. A billionaire is coming to your city with this huge building project, and it ain't even in the local newspaper. Come on, y'all. I'm just saying, bro, Elon Musk is making a major move in Memphis, and it ain't even being covered like that. Where is Fox at? Where is ABC? If you ever wanted to know who owns the media corporations, it's the big corporations. They know what to say and what not to say. What? Listen, the media covers everything Elon Musk do. Everything Elon Musk do, whether it's good or bad, they cover it. But ain't nobody talking about what's happening in Memphis. Why ain't no Democrats using it to throw him under the bus? Everyone's in on this, man. The world's a stage, bro. Everything Elon Musk do becomes a big story. But this man is building a whole toxic factory in Memphis, and I got to break the news to you.
Who did know?
This is huge. This puts the word out there that Memphis understands operating at the speed of business.
As a community, we're trying to reach out to people and understand what is XAI.
How come the people of Memphis don't know what the hell Elon doing in their backyard? When I'm telling you, everything that's going on in the city of Memphis is in the local newspaper, bro. If there's a nigga that stole a chicken from out somebody's backyard, they reporting on it in the Memphis newspaper. If a goddamn alligator got ran over on the highway in Florida, they putting that in the local paper. You know, I'm just saying everything happening in the local city is detailed thoroughly in your local paper. Ain't no way a billionaire coming to your city and the locals don't even know shit about what's going on, y'all. Unless it's some bull crap, unless it's something that if they knew about it, they would raise hell about it, and lo and behold, that's what it is. Of course, they not gonna publicize the fact that Elon is about to build a toxic ass. What Elon is building in Memphis, he's doing it at the expense of the residents' health. So of course ain't nobody gonna talk about it. Cause if they talk about it, they would have to give the people in Memphis a voice. If the media start covering what Elon doing in Memphis, they will have to go to the city of Memphis and interview the residents and say, what do y'all think about the new factory that Elon is bringing? That's how they do it. When the Honda plant came to Alabama, they was interviewing residents. We think it's gonna be great for the economy. It's gonna open up many jobs. They get the residents to say how good this is gonna be. But if the state know that they doing something shiesty that's gonna benefit the people at the top and not the people at the bottom, they just don't even air it at all. If it's something that's really gonna benefit the people and the elite, then they'll interview the people. Because the people gonna say, well, yeah, you know, we like this Mercedes-Benz plant. You know, I may can get a job with Mercedes. But let it be some toxic AI data center that ain't even offering that many jobs. People gonna push back on that. What you doing building this here? It ain't helping us, it's just hurting us. So what Elon building in Memphis ain't helping them people at all. It's helping him, but it's hurting them. And that's why it's not being publicized. That's why not even the local city media outlets are gonna cover it, because the state is selling their people out. The people at the top in the state and in the city of Memphis, they're benefiting by doing a damn cutthroat deal with Elon. And that's why Elon ain't got to worry about no pollution control laws, and Elon don't even need a permit. You know why? Because Elon can just show up in some of these poor ass cities and throw a couple $100 million around and do what the fuck he wants. That's right. Money talk in America, y'all, and it still talk. It still talk. Money talk louder than environmental regulations. That's right. Money talk louder than environmental safety concerns for your health. We couldn't hear about your illnesses because the money was talking, nigga. That's right. And if it was something that Elon was building in Memphis that was helping the people, it would be front page news. It'll be all over the place. Whatever Elon is doing in Memphis, it ain't good. And they don't even want to talk about it, which don't make no sense. Why don't we want to talk about what Elon doing? He's the man to talk about, right?
He built it without us even knowing that it was being built.
We had to watch this over.
They built it behind the people back. Yo, we need to cancel the city of Memphis, those black politicians in Memphis. And see, this proved my point. Y'all think that the white man hate black people so much when the white man can't even do nothing to you without the permission of black people in charge. That's the same thing going on in Africa. The Chinese, the Europeans can't come into Africa and do what they want to the environment without those African leaders selling the people out to the corporations. And it's happening in America now. Well, it's been happening in America. Elon can't just go in Memphis and do what he want. He got to put some money into the right people's hand. And black people think that just because you black, you my friend, you my people. You stupid. Because Memphis is a black city. Memphis got black politicians. Memphis got black leadership. And look at what they doing. The same thing the African leaders doing. Selling their people out to the corporations, fattening their pockets at the expense of their people's health. The same thing going on in Africa.
X or Twitter, Brent Mayo, Elon Musk would tweet often about where they were in the progress, how fast things were moving.
To train an AI system, a data center requires an enormous amount of electricity. The question was, where would the power come from?
Most companies, when they come to the city of Memphis, they plug into our power grid. That's what you'd think would happen. Why would this be any different? Unfortunately, we learned because it is a billionaire's corporation, it would be a lot different.
Now watch this, right? Elon ain't gonna move to Memphis and plug into the city's power grid again. Why? Don't you know how much money Elon gonna have to pay for an energy bill? Wait. Y'all ain't hearing me, man. Elon is going to Memphis. He's building a toxic ass data center that's making the people sick. And he ain't even letting them reap any benefits economically, even though they lifespan shortened. Meaning that if Elon is building the world's biggest computer, the biggest AI data center, that's gonna need a lot of energy and power to run that. If Elon plugs into the local power grid, that will enrich the city of Memphis. Imagine how much Elon power bill gonna be. You think that white man finna give these black leaders that much power? Listen, if Elon moved to Memphis and have to pay an energy bill for the whole while he there, the city of Memphis is gonna it's gonna end up getting more rich than Atlanta, New Orleans. It's probably gonna end up more richer than listen, if Elon would have said, I'm plugging into the local energy grid, the city of Memphis would be a damn $100 billion city within a decade. Do you know how much energy Elon uses for his research? If Elon move into your city and he got the plug into your power grid, you about to be a damn billionaire, son. That's right. But guess what Elon did? Elon said, I'm gonna move to these city. And I ain't trying to help them at all. In fact, the more I can hurt them, the better. Elon said, I'm coming to Memphis and I'm bringing bad health, but I ain't bringing nothing else. I'm bringing niggas hard times and illnesses. And I ain't letting them benefit off me at all. Elon said, before I pay energy costs to a black man that much, I build my own damn plant right here in the city. Y'all ain't hearing me. Elon said, listen, before I make the city of Memphis that rich, Before I make this black city that rich overnight, I'd rather be it. And listen, it's gonna cost. Listen, Elon Musk is gonna pay more money building his own power plant than he would over time paying the city of Memphis. But here go the thing: the city of Memphis would be receiving more money than they've ever received in the city's history from a government contractor if Elon contracts with the Memphis Energy or whatever their power is. It won't be none. It's pennies to Elon, but for the city of Memphis, it's the biggest boost in the economy that the city has ever seen. But it's nothing to Elon. It's more for Elon to build his own plant than it is to just throw them that. And to basically, it's basically him partnering up with the city of Memphis. That means he may even have to enhance their current energy grid. He may have to upgrade it and all that, as well as partnering some kind of way to pay his weight for him pulling energy from it. So that would mean a major enhancement to the city of Memphis. We getting our power grid upgraded, and we have a new client that's paying us for electricity who just so happened to be one of the government's biggest contractors. Elon is not finna empower the city of Memphis like that. You think this man gonna empower that black city like that? He rather pay more. He rather go the hard route.
XAI made a deal with the local electric company for 150 megawatts of power and agreed to build a new substation to help meet that demand. But Musk's ambitious plans suggested he would need much more power than that, and fast.
So why don't you want to deal with the city of Memphis? See, Elon saying, I'm coming to your city to capitalize off you, but I'm not gonna give you no way that you can capitalize off of me though. Because the biggest way that the city of Memphis can capitalize off this project is by being one of the energy suppliers. That's right. Sanchez ain't no fool. I know where the money at. Oh, I know where the money at. And if I was in Memphis, while this is going down, I will be thinking solar energy. We need to find a way to. People are finna become billionaires if they can help create energy for Elon with this project. And I'm saying it's so racist of Elon to not want to partner up with the black people in Memphis when it comes to the energy shit. But you don't mind building your toxic ass plant in they city. You get what I'm saying? You don't mind poisoning these folks, building your toxic ass plant in their city. But because they can find a way they can capitalize off of what you're doing, you saying no. I'm gonna choose who I want to partner up with for this energy project. All we need you black folks for is to give us this land and get the fuck out our way. That's right. That's Elon mentality in Memphis. That's why I'm telling Elon's mentality is in Memphis. I just summed it up for you. You niggas give us your land and your health and get out our damn way. We ain't trying to be no business partners with you. We just needed your land. We ain't trying to get you rich and be no partners with you. Give us the land and your health and get out our way. That's Elon's mentality in Memphis, y'all. And ain't nobody talking about it.
Soon, people started to notice some unusual structures outside the facility.
I drove out there, and the first thing I did was hear the turbines. You can smell it as well. Such a disturbingly unique smell.
From the road, Keyshawn and others could see a row of machines that are typically only used for remote or emergency operations. Mobile gas turbines.
I have never seen poor.
Man, these people pumping out so much shit in the environment that I'm starting to wonder if it's just a AI data center as much as it is a biological warfare attack. That's right. Because from a military perspective, you can do both at the same time and nobody will look at the fact that we're being attacked, man, economically and physically. And this is a spiritual, physical, mental, economic. He's attacking these people in Memphis on all levels, man. And niggas ain't talking about it.
Operations. Mobile gas turbines.
I have never seen portable turbines used like this.
Patrick Anderson works on air quality cases for the Southern Environmental Law Center.
We know that these kinds of generators require air permits. And so right off the bat, we started filing records requests with the local Shelby County Health Department. Do you have an air permit application from XAI? And they came back and basically said, no, we have no.
So Elon is in Memphis, fucking up the environment, pausing in the place, and he ain't even got a permit, no permissions, no contracts, and there are no environmental groups regulating him. You know why that's a problem? You got black people in Memphis right now that if they wanted to go out there in the environment and do something, the EPA gonna go after them. You got restaurants and businesses that are paying big fees because of environmental regulations and stuff. But Elon can go into Memphis, literally kill people, and no regulations. These are what we call outlaws, man. They operate outside of the law. They are using environmental regulation excuses to target independent businesses. They got these strict codes and health codes and regulations for mom and pop businesses, but Elon companies can do what they want to do. Okay, yeah, I get it.
Nothing to hand over. We also filed records requests with EPA to see what they had. They also did not have details on what is on the ground out there. Nobody from the regulatory side, the health department, the city, EPA, has told the public or us really one iota of what's actually operating out there.
To figure that out, Patrick and his team hired a photographer to capture the data center from above. The images revealed far more turbines than anyone knew about. 35.
I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely stunned. How do we not know about this?
According to XAI leadership, the turbines are not being used and are not connected.
Under pressure, XAI claimed it was using less than half of those turbines.
I've talked to the XAI leadership team. There are 35, but there are only 15 that are on.
Now look at here. Who is he? Look at the mayor. Again, the black leaders in Memphis have sold the people out. And what is the mayor gonna say? Yeah, man, he got 35 of them, but he only using half. Watch this now. When you talk to the residents in Memphis, they gonna say, we getting sick, man. We feeling something, my breathing ain't right. Guess what? When you talk to the higher ups, they're gonna say, he's not even running that many turbines. He's at a moderate level. The higher ups in Memphis are gonna downplay what Elon is doing because I believe they took a check, y'all. That's right. Somebody need to ask this mayor, how did you benefit from this? And we'll see. We can't really take his word, man. We can't expect you to speak for the people. You're gonna speak for the corporation, which is the opposite of what a mayor should be doing. The mayor should be putting the people first. But the mayor ain't saying nothing about Memphis residential's health. He's saying, man, Elon ain't doing that much damage. He only running 10 of them. He didn't put that much pollution in the sky. We watching everything. We regulating. He doing all right. He ain't paused. That's their job after they've taken the check to cover for him. Your mayor should be listening to the people first and the corporation last. Because the mayor was put there by the people. The mayor should be saying, maybe I need to investigate Elon because my people getting sick. But what is the mayor doing? The mayor ignoring what the people saying about their health, and that's dangerous. You're a fucking mayor. When your people start complaining about health in the city, boy, that's a damn problem. As a mayor, when your people start saying we getting sick, dude, that's an emergency. You got to do something about that as the mayor. But if the mayor know why you getting sick, the mayor already took a check. He know you going to be feeling some pollution and feeling some illnesses. Then he's just going to come out and not even address your illnesses. He's going to come out and basically act like you're lying. Because what is he going to say? Elon ain't even running that many of them turbines. He ain't even putting that much pollution up there. It's moderate. Instead of the mayor saying that, why ain't the mayor saying, let me investigate exactly what he's doing, because my people's sick and I'm their mayor? The mayor seemed like he can care less about the people's illnesses. His main concern is covering for the corporation, y'all. That's how I know I'm right about this. Listen at this.
We not know about this.
You got a white man right here that's more concerned with Memphis people's health than the black mayor. That's why I keep telling black people all skin folks ain't kinfolk. I keep telling you, if you think that the white race cop gonna beat you up, the black one is too. It ain't a color thing. It's some evil people in this world. Because you got white police that don't agree with the brutality. But if you was living in Memphis, that police department is predominantly black and they beat niggas worse than white police. I don't care what you're saying. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of fake black nationalists and pro-blacks that ain't going to like what I'm saying because they don't want to deal with reality. I'm telling you facts, my dude. I've been treated worse by black police and nice by white cops in my life, dude. The reality they paint on TV, that's a fairy tale. If you a black man and you live in a city that's a black city like Atlanta and Memphis and Birmingham and New Orleans, you know niggas get treated worse by black police department. And I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. Black police in Birmingham and Memphis, my nigga, they beat niggas way worse than a fucking white police. If not worse. And you know how you know Sanchez ain't lying? Watch how many niggas from Birmingham, Atlanta, and Memphis, and New Orleans get in the chat room and hallelujah my words. They gonna get behind what I'm saying, because they know I ain't capping with this. I'm more scared of the black police departments than the white ones. You know why? Because if a black cop kill a black man, it ain't gonna make the news. Ain't nobody gonna talk about it. If a white police kill me, at least my family gonna get a GoFundMe, get millions. It's gonna be on CNN. It's gonna be a black man killed by a white cop. Every black person in America gonna have my back and my people's back. If a black cop kill me, you just another nigga. And that's what I'm saying. You got a black city, Memphis, with black mayors and politicians covering for Elon. Now, Memphis is a liberal city. Elon is a Republican, but it show you your political party don't matter when you talking money.
According to XAI leadership, the turbines are not being used and are not connected.
Under pressure, XAI claimed it was using less than half of those turbines.
I've talked to the XAI leadership team. There are 35, but there are only 15 that are on. The other ones are stored on the site.
Well, first off, these are expensive. There's a turbine shortage nationally. You don't obtain these turbines and put them on site if you're not intending to operate them.
Exactly. Why the hell am I gonna spend all that money putting all these turbines in this location, but we ain't using them? Man, let me rewind this again, because I couldn't have said it better. Listen to how this white man is debunking this black mayor. Ask yourself a question. Why don't this black mayor care about the health of his black residents? This black mayor took the payout, y'all. This black mayor don't care that his black people being poisoned by this white man. He got his pockets laced, and he probably don't even live in that area. Oh man, this here make me mad right here, bro. This black mayor is a piece of crap. He took the money. He don't care about his people's health, and listen to the lame ass lie that this black mayor is gonna tell, and the white man gonna debunk it. I'm telling y'all that white man care more about black people than this black man. It ain't all skin folks ain't your kin folk. I keep telling you that. Let's go.
Using less than half of those turbines.
I've talked to the XAI leadership team. There are 35, but there are only 15 that are owned. The other.
Listen to his black ass. There are 35, but there's only 15 that are owned. They just turned the rest of them off. You see how the black man gonna come up there and cover for the devil? I keep telling y'all that the white man couldn't even made it to where he at without the help of the black man. That's right. The white man ain't that damn strong. He just got a bunch of niggas stepping him out, giving them what he want and selling they people short. This black mayor don't care how many black folks suffer, how ill they get, how this affect newborn babies in the area. He don't care about that. He just care about, let me say what I need to say to get the heat off of my white zaddy because my pockets just got laced. That's right. Black folks need to be more mad at these black sellout leaders than the damn white man, for real. That's right. Cause the white man can't do nothing without these damn sellouts. Here go a white man right now that's about to check the black mayor on the dumb crap he just said. Listen to this.
Other ones are stored on the site.
Well, first off, these are expensive. There's a turbine shortage nationally. You don't obtain these turbines and put them on site if you're not intending to operate them.
So Patrick and his team sent the photographer back out with a high-end thermal camera.
What we saw is 33 of the 35 were very clearly operating.
So the mayor with his, oh man, bro, we gotta cancel the black mayor in Memphis, man. I'm fucking mad, y'all. Why ain't this viral, man? Where are the pro-black channels at, yo? You know what's crazy? All of these pro-black channels is too busy doing celebrity gossip. That's right. These pro-black channels is talking about celebrity gossip and shit. Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion and DDG. While black people in Memphis is being motherfucking biologically attacked. And the black mayors and leadership down there is covering for the oppressor. Oh, man. Listen, the mayor got all of the resources he need to carry out the same test that this white man just did. Why did the mayor go and talk with SIA and just take their fucking word for it? Do you think that black mayor would just take your word for it? You got black companies in Memphis right now that are going through all kind of regulations and restrictions because of the mayor. Listen, this black mayor got black business owners jumping through fucking hoops when it comes to regulations in the environment. But Elon Musk can come to Memphis and poison everybody, and this black mayor will cover for him. This black mayor just took the man's word, but he won't take your damn word. If you're a black business and you tell them, look, man, I swear I'm not letting out that much smoke out of my building or whatever the regulations are, they gonna use equipment and tax dollars to make sure you're within regulations. Black man, that's what this black mayor gonna do to you. But Elon can come to Memphis and poison everybody, and this black mayor just gonna take his word. Oh, he said he ain't even turning all of them on. And then they investigated and found out Elon lying. Either Elon lying to the mayor or they both lying to everybody because the mayor got paid. And I think it's the latter one. The mayor in on it. Because the mayor is supposed to perform an investigation to verify what Elon said, to keep the environmental regulations being enforced. Now, they going to enforce them with everybody else, but they just going to take Elon's word for it. He said he didn't turn them all on. And now we can prove by spending out, this man spent his own money to investigate and found out it was a lie. They are turning all of them on. And the mayor got enough money and resources to verify whether that's legit or not. He didn't want to because he getting paid. He's part of it. This is so sinister.
Told the public or us really one iota of what's actually.
Hey, shout out to Smoke Signal. Smoke Signal, you got, man, help me make this viral, bro, because these big channels ain't talking about it, but they supposed to be pro-black. They supposed to be for black people, Smoke Signal, but they talking about bullshit while my folks, see, I'm from the South. See, I'm from the South, so this right here seemed like you playing with me. It seemed like you doing something to my family, like this is personal with me. So that's how come I know everybody ain't gonna ride for the people. Some of the niggas who y'all think coons is gonna be on the front line before some of these niggas that's getting all the money time out they for the people, they just talking. Because most of these channels, like Tariq, like all of these channels, man, that's supposed to be making black media, bro, this is supposed to be getting covered big. This supposed to be getting covered, man. Like, fuck Tory Lanez, my, why we ain't talking about this? So my whole thing is this right here, bro. Why, when the oppressors start wiping niggas out, niggas gonna be talking about celebrities. That's what I'm saying. Now listen what's going, see, because the black mayor in Memphis need to be canceled. See, because the biggest enemy to black people right now is the black leadership in Memphis. Tell me I'm lying, nigga. We're looking at black, look at what they doing to Tiffany Henyard. She's an angel when you think about what the black leaders in Memphis doing right now. And this is, bro, it ain't nobody even talking. And this is, they're working with the federal government to cover. This is a big deal.
Operating out there.
To figure that out, Patrick and his team hired a photographer to capture the data center from above.
You know why? In Memphis, because that's some ritual shit. That's some boule, frat boy, Egypt type shit. Because let me tell you something, bro. Whoever named Memphis was a racist or a boule ass nigga, because we are not no damn Egyptians, man. Our people didn't name that Memphis. We didn't name it Memphis. So I would like to know what was the name of Memphis before Memphis. That's what we named it. The people who glorify the Egyptians and all these occult people, they are obsessed with Memphis and Egypt. They built the pyramid on that land and named it Memphis. Rich people did that. Poor folks ain't do that. Like, I want every nigga in Memphis to know that you ain't no damn Egyptian. But let's play the video.
Above. The images revealed far more turbines than anyone knew about.
Like I said, that computer gonna give off a big radiation bubble. This is warfare, and I don't care what nobody say, but the video is pissing me off, and I gotta get through it.
Did you have to compensate for curvature?
I gotta get through this video. To see this white man debunk this black mayor is infuriating, because it's like the white man care more about the Memphis people than the black mayor. They just care about their pockets, and I've been telling niggas. So it's an unfortunate situation, but it's still a teaching moment. Now let's play.
I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely stunned. How do we not know about this?
According to XAI leadership, the turbines are not being used and are not connected.
I gotta rewind this part just one more time. It's important because it show you the black mayor telling a lie for Elon, and then the getting debunked by a white man. Keep telling y'all all skin folks ain't kinfolk. Watch this, man.
The turbines are not being used and are not connected.
Under pressure, XAI claimed it was using less than half of those turbines.
I've talked to the XAI leadership team. There are 35, but there are only 15 that are on. The other ones are stored on the site.
Well, first off, these are expensive. There's a turbine shortage nationally. You don't obtain these turbines and put them on site if you're not intending to operate them.
So Patrick and his team sent the photographer back out with a high-end thermal camera.
What we saw is 33 of the 35 were very clearly operating.
This right here pissed me off so bad because you got a black mayor that's taking he just take the man word for it, but he's gonna regulate the hell out of black businesses in Memphis. Oh man, this is so not right. Oh man, bro. But listen, now that we see it's a lie, what can we do about it? Because at the end of this review, there is something we can do about this. Stand by.
The turbines were capable of generating about 420 megawatts of electricity, enough to power around 300,000 homes.
They built a
my
power
bad,
plant
brothers.
I never even thought.
Shout out to the brother Smoke Signal. Y'all already know who he is. If you don't, then you can sub to him. Me, myself, welcome, my brother. How you doing? Welcome back, man.
Thursday. Yeah, still finishing up this grocery shopping for the fam.
That's what's up. Project Baby Buddha, welcome. And we'll be dropping a link. Yep, salutes to y'all.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, appreciate y'all, man.
Mic check. Y'all can hear me?
Loud and clear.
Ah, okay.
Thank you for joining.
Hey, Sanchez.
Yeah.
When you finish, I got a couple gems for you, too.
Okay. We got like 7 minutes of this left, and we're gonna review the rest of it together. So if y'all hear something that y'all want to speak on that I don't hear, then have me pause it so y'all can interject. So check, because I'm telling you, man, I had one sister in the chat room said she cried when she watched this. And I expect women to react like that if they really care. But I expect men to get pissed the fuck off and to want to me, it's finna become a time where we finna have to start doing something, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you might not be physically touching me, but you biologically attacking me. Like I said, right? There are pollution laws, people. A corporation can't throw trash in my yard. But there are invisible pollutions other than trash. And if a corporation putting radiation on my property or putting some in my airspace, you're putting pollution on my property, I can sue you for that. And because people are so dumbed down, not enough people are talking like this to raise the issue. But guess what, y'all? Most of us who live in the hood, the corporations owe us trillions of dollars for the damage that they done to our bodies. These are facts. These are facts, and it'll never come up because they want to keep us dumbed down. These people, you can sue them for throwing trash on your lawn, but they ain't telling you trash comes in all different forms, not just physical. There are even forms of sound pollution. Don't you know if a company move into your neighborhood and they making too much noise, you can sue them too? But they see, this so deep. Let's play the video, man.
And they've done it overnight, no air pollution controls, quick and dirty, no permit.
I mean, what you've done with the cluster in Memphis is incredible. Just in a handful of weeks.
Any given thing can be sped up.
Yeah.
Like whatever speed is being done, it can be done faster.
This is the largest AI cluster in the world. This place is absolutely amazing.
That is like superhuman. I mean, Elon is singular. building a massive factory in the short time that was done, there's only one person.
For you to build something like this in this short amount of time, guess what? Of course you can only do that in Memphis where black people in charge. And I hate to say this, but check this out, man. We our own worst enemy at this point, because check it out, right? The project that Elon is doing, it would take years to manifest, and it ain't taking them that long in Memphis. Somebody need to ask a question. Why, Sanchez? Don't you know with these kind of projects, most of the time and the wait is to clear all of these regulations? It don't really take that long to manifest the project on a physical level. A lot of these companies be waiting years just to get clearances, just to get certain regulation shit squared away. Why was Elon able to go into Memphis and just slap that shit up in no time? Because there are no regulations. The question is, why don't the city of Memphis have regulations? And the answer is they do got regulations for poor folks, just not for rich folks. I keep telling you, the black businesses in Memphis got to go through all kind of red tape. But that black mayor didn't do nothing but take Elon's word for it. You got mom and pop businesses jumping through all kind of regulatory loops, and they ain't even hurt nobody. Elon hurting us with our health, and he ain't jumping through no hoops. People, this shit gotta stop, bro.
Person in the world who could do that.
And this entire supercomputer is built to power rocks.
Elon gonna build this shit in Memphis. See this, what he's building in Memphis is about to catapult Elon's success to a whole nother level. What he's doing in Memphis is the next phase of his evolution as a tycoon in the world. It's very big. But check this, right? What's in between Elon making it to the next level of his success is for him to have an area that he can make toxic. Because in order for Elon to go to the next level, he have to really create these factories, these AI databases that are gonna give off a lot of radiation, low frequencies, and toxins in the environment. This is a problem because it becomes this problem to where the sky is the limit for Elon, as long as he can find areas that he can pollute. And so it ought to make you feel a certain way that places these people would never visit, would never do business with, they will go there to put their factories, their databases at, to launch them to the next level of success, but they don't care nothing about the people there. They just know anywhere else in the world that really got a brain and care about their citizens ain't gonna let Elon build there without these strict regulations. And that's gonna stop Elon from going to the next level. Guess how Elon is gonna get to the next level? Because a black city called Memphis helped him. And guess what they helped him with? The expense of everybody's health. The expense of niggas' health. People lifespan shortened. People saying they feeling illnesses already. Just so Elon can get to the next level. And again, they won't do this in the rich folks area. They won't do this in everyone's area, because I hate to say it, people in these other areas, they care a little something about their citizens. Because you got to think how many people turned Elon down and said, no, man, what you trying to do gonna mess up our environment. That meant, okay, we do care a little something about our people. We'll sell them out, but we ain't gonna do all that, you know. It's levels of evil. I'm telling you that the leadership in Memphis is so damn evil. They just did a deal that a lot of people turned down. It would have took Elon years to get this manifested just because of the red tape of what you trying to do to the environment. But in Memphis, who would have thought out of all the places, it'll be black ass Memphis, Tennessee? Bro, this is big. This is really big, man.
We were given a tour at XAI, looking at the facility. Very impressive, very exciting for Memphis. Their commitment to the community is remarkable.
And this the shit that make you even more mad. Like, we know that the commitment is to Elon, but look at the news outlets right there, y'all. ABC, Fox, all them, right? Now think about this. What did I tell y'all? There's a procedure that media outlets follow when a new tech corporation establishes itself in a new city. And that is interviewing the residents. Tell me I'm lying. Come on now, y'all. You got to interview the residents and say, look, well, what do you think about the new plant in your city? And the residents gonna be like, well, it's gonna bring a lot of jobs, boom, boom, boom. Any other time, these news outlets will flash back and forth to the residents so we can hear what they got to say. None of them don't live in Memphis. Why are they speaking for the city? Because let me tell you something right now. If the residents was given a voice, guess what they'll be saying? Man, we been getting sick when this shit came in town, and that ain't the publicity they want.
It's unique in my experience.
Joseph Goffman has worked on air pollution issues for decades. Until January, he ran the EPA office that regulates air quality.
Most companies that I've dealt with go to great lengths and spend a lot of money to make sure that the day they turn on their operations, they're also turning on their pollution control equipment. That's a given. For a company to do this, it's treating the people who live there as if they don't count.
Exactly.
I like to open my windows early in the morning.
Listen here, they don't count. Let me ask y'all something. Do you think Elon gives a care about these black folks in Memphis? Because in order for him to tell the world why think about what I'm telling y'all, it's important. The world is gonna ask Elon, why did you choose Memphis? Elon can't say, because I don't give a fuck about the people there, and so if my toxins get in their environment, I don't care about them. I don't care if Memphis people get sick. That's the real answer. But here's what the devil do. When you ask this devil, why did you choose Memphis? He say, oh, because I care about the people. I wanted to bring them some jobs. I wanted to give them opportunities. You see how the devil work? You see how the devil work? The devil know goddamn well he chose Memphis because the poorest people got the less loyalty. And that the poor cities got the black leadership that's gonna see that money and bite at it. That black mayor is covering for Elon Musk while he pausing the people. Man, this shit here ain't no joke, bro.
I like to open my windows early in the morning to breathe the fresh air, God's given air, not the air that man want to give us, but God.
Ooh,
Eastern Ox lives just over a mile from XA.
This shit need to be cut out and turned into a short. This old lady I wasn't expecting that from her. You know, I ain't gonna lie, listen, this needs to be cut out. She snapped with that.
I like to open my windows early in the morning to breathe the fresh air, God's given air, not the air that man want to give us, but God.
I was just telling y'all that. Guess what I told you, bro? If you never left your city and went on a vacation outside of a big ass city, you wouldn't even know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna tell you some real shit. You never really breathed it before. I know that sound crazy, what I just said, but I'm telling you right now, you never really breathed before. You think you've been breathing. When you go to a natural environment where ain't no pollution and all that, and you take a deep breath and you breathe, you're gonna see the difference. And that's why this lady right here, she know. She's old. She's been in Memphis. Memphis ain't no polluted city. It ain't a lot of industries and oil. Memphis is beautiful. It's green. It's a damn near a pristine environment. So for a black lady like this, I know what she talking about because people do that in Bama too. They open up the windows to let the outside air into the house. You know, that's good for you. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? If you do that for years of your life, you're gonna know when something wrong with the air, man. Come on now. If you've been opening up your window for every day for years, and you've been, breathing this air like this woman, you can't tell this lady that she don't know what she talking about the damn city she living in and been breathing in. And see, this what pissed me off about the folks that said, but the experts and the scientists. Bro, no expert know more about my damn city than me. He didn't grow up in my shit. He just gonna say what the corporations want him to say to keep poisoning these damn people. They know their environment. So for the people, so when the mayor come out and act like these folks tripping and it ain't that bad, again, people been living in this city for years and they can feel the changes, bro. We connected with the damn environment.
Mr. Knox lives just over a mile from XAI.
I really wasn't getting the fresh air. I was getting that pollution that was mixed in with everything.
You know how you light your stove?
And you gonna try to downplay grandma? That's why I said we gonna have to start speaking out against this shit. You see what I'm saying? Because when you go to telling the world who you are, they act like they know who you are better than you. Then when you try to tell them about somewhere I grew up my whole damn life, some scientist or some news reporter gonna try to debate me. Nigga, you ain't from Memphis. The woman been opening up her window her whole life, and she said it. I know what the hell I'm breathing. So some expert will tell her, it's some conspiracy or something,
I like to open my windows early in the morning to breathe the fresh air. God's given air, not the air that man want to give us, but God.
Easter Knox lives just over a mile from XAI.
I really wasn't getting the fresh air. I was getting that pollution that was mixed in with everything.
You know how you light your stove and that gas seeps with the little ticking noise? That's what it smells like.
Alexis Humphreys grew up here, one street away from Easter.
I'm going to tell you how I know these people ain't lying, because that's what it smells like in Pacifico. And the smell's been there for so long, the people there don't even smell it no more. It's like you can't smell how your own house smell because you live in it. I'm telling you, bro, a lot of us been in the hood so long. The cats that be like, man, they lying. I'm straight. I don't smell nothing, nigga, because you just and immune to it. The people that go against it, that's what I would say to them. Because real talk, it's possible to be in a toxic environment for so long, you just think, hey man, this normal.
I smelled it the first time, I was asleep.
Because I'm telling you, these people are smelling smells that people in Pacifico been smelt. But the future like my thing is, if you from there, you ain't gonna smell it because you in it every day. You feel me? That's why I'm telling you, these people can't be lying, because the way our noses are made to cancel out our environment that we in every day so we can smell new smells to keep us alarmed. That's why you don't smell your own house. So when these people start saying, bro, I grew up in Memphis and I'm starting to smell this smell, and the mayor is ignoring them, we got to cancel this mayor, this leadership in Memphis, y'all. This is big.
And it woke me up because I thought gas was seeping in the house, but come to find out, we come outside and all the neighbors was outside trying to figure out what's going on.
But the mayor acting motherfucking lost. Oh, bro, this pissed me off. So the whole damn city knows something wrong, but the mayor playing dumb, and you trying to tell me he didn't take the check. But he didn't take the check. And he about don't even live in Memphis, which goes back to what I was saying a minute ago. Isn't there a law that you can't be a mayor in a city that you ain't currently residing in? I ain't talking about I grew up there. You gotta be living in it. Isn't that a law? You gotta be living in Memphis to be a mayor in Memphis, right? Or is that some shit I'm making up? I don't know. It sounds like it should be a law.
He was an ordinary dad, full of joy, full of jokes.
Last year, Alexis lost her grandfather, who struggled with a respiratory illness called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD.
COPD is a breathing condition, but you don't get it unless you smoke cigarettes. And my granddad didn't smoke cigarettes, but every 3 weeks or so, my granddad was going to the hospital. He would have to get breathing treatments. I have asthma, bronchitis. My mom have just bronchitis, and now my granny has it.
You can't hardly breathe. It's just like your whole world is collapsing down on you. And it's frightening.
Easter and her husband have also developed COPD. What does it feel like?
Feel like you're fixing to die.
Let me tell y'all something. When who was that? When Monsanto went into Ghana and paralyzed over 50,000 Ghanaians, didn't nobody get a lawsuit. They got gifts and trinkets and free care. Let me tell y'all how this shit works. If an individual sue a company for malpractice or for causing a health issue, bro, that ain't no cheap lawsuit. Imagine if one of these corporations got to pay out hundreds of thousands of residents for COPD in Memphis. That's the end of SpaceX. That's the end of Elon. One city can bankrupt Elon, and that's called Memphis. People, this is an injustice. There are cities all around the world where the people in that city are suffering with health issues just so Coca-Cola can stay rich. Just so Pepsi can stay rich. You got entire populations in certain areas that are suffering illnesses. Guess what, y'all? Them people got a big lawsuit on their hand. But guess what? Ain't no attorney or no lawyer gonna represent you because they know something happened to them. You really want to know what the truth about the world? You can learn a lot looking at this situation on how the bullies bully.
The area around XAI leads the state in emergency department visits for asthma. Memphis has one of the highest rates of toxic air releases of any American city, and many of its most polluting facilities are in this neighborhood.
Elon, what he did with Memphis is objectively somewhat dirty, but he's also doing it in an area where there's like a bigger natural gas plant right next door and like a wastewater treatment and a garbage dump nearby, right? And he's obviously made the world a lot more clean than that one data center.
In just 1 year, XAI has blown past existing polluters.
They're emitting somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 tons of NOx. I'm an air pollution guy, so I deal in those numbers all the time, and that's larger than anything else in Memphis.
Y'all hear that? Now watch this, right? Out of all the polluters in Memphis, Elon is emitting more than what they emit in just 1 year. And guess what? The mayor acting like Elon ain't doing nothing wrong. When people who test the air and do these tests is saying Elon poisoning these folks. You know what's crazy? All of the other polluters in Memphis who ain't polluting it that much, I bet you they get regulated more than Elon, and he polluting it like more than everybody. You see the problem here?
Gas turbines like these release three main types of deadly pollution: nitrogen oxides, formaldehyde, and fine particulate matter.
Guess what's gonna happen? The black leadership in Memphis are gonna bring more regulations on the smaller polluters than this big Elon shit. Because if your cash cow is Elon and we measuring the air saying that it's getting more polluted, if I'm the mayor, I'ma blame it on the small man. I'ma say it ain't Elon, it's you small businesses, you small polluters. Let's bring more regulations on the smaller guys. Why? I'm not eating with them. Elon lacing my pockets up, which is why he can go unregulated. This ain't gonna do nothing but kick the can to where when they do try to enforce the issue, it's gonna be the small people that pay for this. Trust me.
Nitrogen oxides combine with other pollutants to form ground-level ozone, which causes and worsens asthma and COPD. Formaldehyde causes cancer, and particulate matter, airborne soot, can pass through your lungs and into your bloodstream, causing heart disease.
We've shown up today because we've been to too many funerals. We've shown up today because we've cried too many tears. We've shown up here today because we're tired. And we have an expectation of the people that we elect and put into place.
We need to find this dude. We need this dude right here. Real talk.
And we have an expectation of the people that we elect and put into place. We expect them to do what is in our best interest.
Oh, come on now. Listen, if the black people in Memphis get enough guys like this behind that crooked black mayor, we gonna cancel his ass. We gonna cancel his black ass because guess what? He don't care nothing about Memphis residents. That man ain't regulating none Elon doing, even though these people done perform the test and said that it's causing all kind of health issues. Hey, listen, I swear I might even start a GoFundMe and get on the ground and goddamn it, go to Memphis. Nigga, keep on playing.
Now that Elon Musk, and what we're saying is that starts now.
In April, hundreds of people came to a high school in South Memphis to talk about XAI.
Welcome to the new generation of environmental justice. Stop being a coward.
This is so powerful. I'm going to tell y'all why, right? You'll be surprised that this ain't just Memphis. Again, we got a city in Alabama called Osippico. And when we passing through Osippico, we let our windows up. And you see people sitting on the front porch reading newspapers. So they breathing it in their whole life and they don't live. It's just a thing in Alabama where we know people in Osippico don't live long. They know that. But and people say, well, why do they stay there and just die? Bro, that's happening all over the world. You got people that stay there and just die. It ain't just Osippico or Memphis or Flint, Michigan, right? These all what if it's all you got, where you gonna go? So to see people stand up and fight back against these big corporations that are so scared that it's hard to even get legal representation against them, this is the beginning of a revolution. And my thing is, why be scared to die when the corporation killing you slowly anyway in your land? Might as well fight. Let's give a shout out to the sister Demi. Appreciate the 8 y'all for my 8-year anniversary on this channel. Let's drop a bomb. Keep the love coming. Help me keep making content. Appreciate it. Shout out to Demi. She said, this reminds me of the movie The Hills Have Eyes. People had deformities and turned into mutants due to nuclear testing. That's big facts. But see, here go the thing. We are mutants who have deformities because we live in toxic environments. You can't see them on the outside, but it's mental problems. You can't tell me that a people in a certain area act a certain way because they all just ignorant and violent. I understand warfare, social engineering, and all that. But that's why I'm going into this. But check this out, too. Good point, though, with The Hills Have Eyes. Good movie. Shout out to Raph's Wonders. Salute, Bro Sanchez, 8 years strong. I've been tuned in for 5, and it's powerful. Much love and respect, King. Much love to you, too, Raph. We almost through with this, and we're gonna start chopping it up. But if anybody want to interject, let me know. Yeah, man, this the beginning of something nice.
In January,
there needs to be a black organization that investigate this shit in all of these areas, and it's like some sort of organization to stand up for it. Like this may be the beginning of that, because if the people in Memphis change their situation, they could be the first, foundation of that, and they can take that energy around America, doing it in Osippico and other places where this is coming. Like the mayors up there in Michigan and Flint. Ain't that's a black city too? Ain't Flint, Michigan a black city? Kind of like Memphis. They not doing shit either. So you got a lot of black places that's letting their people be poisoned by the oppressor because the leadership took the bag. To me, that's so fucking evil, bro. And it should be like a main topic.
In January, the company belatedly applied for a permit to operate 15 of its turbines for 5 years.
That's the first time that XAI has publicly addressed the community in any way.
I can't wait to hear what he about to tell these people, because they might just start throwing shit if he say the wrong thing.
I understand. People do not want to hear the statement, but again, XAI is committed to meeting the highest standard for emissions. XAI is going above and beyond the required emission control requirements. And to that, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, here's what's wrong. First of all, when you dealing with a community about something this sensitive, you don't show your big ass up reading off no paper. Like you didn't even memorize this shit. This is so disrespectful. You're reading off a script. It sounds so monotone. XRA is totally dedicated to environmental concerns. What y'all just told our mayor, y'all was running only 15 of those 30 generators. The people did their own private test and found out all of them motherfuckers was on. So you starting off your statement right there saying y'all done. It sound like some your lawyer wrote and said, just go read this to them niggas and let's go back to work.
He immediately left after reading his script.
See what I'm saying? You should, like, I don't like Elon Musk, man. I just don't, bro. It's like, bro, like, that was so, you should have just done nothing. Just don't, you know what? Sometimes it's best just not to even address it. You would think Elon is so smart that he would know this right here gonna be perceived as so disrespectful. He just came in, looked down at a sheet of paper, then look at the people, read in a monotone voice, and just left. They know they killing you and poisoning you, and they don't care. They just ready to get back to work, man. This is so terrible.
It's extremely disrespectful.
It's time to start telling the truth. The truth is that XAI, who just ran up out of here, they have no controls that prevent air pollution or decrease air pollution in their...
My whole thing is, though, with the people in Memphis, don't be more mad at XAI, what it's called again, XR, whatever. Don't be more mad at Elon's company than you are at that black mayor. That's my thing. They got to cancel this black leadership too, along with this contractor.
Pollution or decrease air pollution in their factories. None. Yeah. That's the truth.
To date, local and state authorities have taken no action against XAI. Running turbines without permits or pollution controls is also a violation of the Clean Air Act, which it's the EPA's job to enforce. But to date, the EPA has done nothing.
And that's why I was telling y'all this is coming from a federal level. It's scary because the federal government's supposed to step in on behalf of the Memphis residents, but the federal government turning its back and letting the black mayor work with Elon. Think about this now. Elon damn near own your federal government. He is the government right now. Like, let's keep it real. While Trump is in office, Elon can do whatever he want to do. And that's exactly what he's doing. And ain't nobody gonna say nothing about it. And ain't nobody saying nothing about it. And that includes the EPA too. I told you, you can't even fart in certain areas without them telling you fucking up the ozone layer.
And Elon Musk is doing what he can to keep it that way. Musk has helped the Trump administration place strict limits on the EPA's budget as part of President Trump's broader project to radically reshape the agency. Trump's EPA has begun what it calls the biggest deregulatory action in U.S. history.
To fulfill President Trump's promise to unleash American energy and give power back to the...
Okay, now this is a bunch of bull. Trump is dismantling the EPA. He's saying he's gonna make America free. We don't need regulations by the EPA, but this bitch wanna back the police though? So wait a minute, you wanna make it okay for people to put any bullshit in the air that they wanna put there? You don't want regulations when it comes to environmental protection, but you want more police on the road, the police nigga. Oh, this make a lot of sense. You know why they don't want this shit regulated? Because him and his buddies can make more money without all these regulations. Trump and his buddies, they businesses require for them to make a lot of factories and to create a lot of pollution. So don't you think it makes sense if there's a businessman in office who him and his buddies make money by creating factories, polluting the world, that if he's in office, he's gonna lessen the restrictions on the EPA? That don't help none of us, y'all. You don't put pollutions in the air. So why would you get happy? Trump supporters will be like, see, he's taking away all these restrictions, man. The police still got, goddammit, qualified immunity. He ain't helping you with that. While we becoming a police state, he telling you he want to lessen regulations on environmental protection and a red flag don't go off. Because Trump know he's not polluting areas that he live in. Trump is giving himself more leeway to be able to pollute poor areas, him and his buddies like Elon. So Trump is making it like he's lessening these regulations for smaller pollutants, smaller businesses, when really they're gonna be regulated more now so that the big companies can get away with it, because they ain't getting rid of regulations, they lessening them. And what that's gonna do is put more pollution in the environment. Now, when they do test and realize, okay, the environment is more polluted, guess who gonna have to pay for that? The people at the bottom all the time. Gotta pay for the people at the top. You think they gonna say, Elon, you polluting Memphis too much? Nope, they gonna go to all of the small little pollutants in Memphis and tell them they're doing too much. And they gonna cover for Elon. This is how the game go.
States. It eliminated the EPA's office that assists heavily polluted communities like South Memphis and canceled billions of dollars of funding for addressing pollution.
So you've slashed already $22 billion in grants, but you used Doge, if I'm not mistaken, to take down your head count?
It's been great. The people working on the Doge mission are EPA employees. What they provide to me are recommendations. I have found that working with Elon and Doge has been fantastic, a big help to our efforts.
In March, the EPA announced plans to roll back over 30 air and water quality standards, including protections against fine particulate matter.
Listen, man, the Bible said that the Antichrist is going to turn the water red. The Bible said that the Antichrist is going to poison the resources on earth. Now, in order for that to happen, the regulations got to be lessened. You hear me? See, if you look at what's going on in Africa, Africa don't got clean water and clean air because they don't got no regulations. America's supposed to be so advanced and going to the future, and we lessening our regulations. We moving backwards. We becoming a third world country, while Trump got y'all thinking we becoming so advanced and so great. He's dismantling the very things that will make a country great. Clean air, clean water, while getting rid of the shit we need and giving us more of the shit we don't need. We actually need more environmental regulations, but we don't need more prisons and police. See how that works? They don't want to regulate fentanyl. Look at all these overdoses. Look at all these drugs in our city. Look at Kensington, Philly. Oh, Trump don't care about that. He want to make sure that people can pollute the air if they want to. He want to make sure you got the ability to pollute the air if you want to, even though we don't pollute the air. Why would I get happy for that law? I don't pollute the air. Corporations do that. It's obvious this man got his own interest in mind and at the expense of the people. If this is scary, people, this means they're going to legally be able to poison everybody. This is deeper than Memphis, man.
The new head of the agency describes promoting the AI industry as a core part of the EPA's mission.
It's about unleashing energy dominance, making America the AI capital of the world.
We're gonna they call it, what he just said, releasing energy dominance. Oh, this shit is so make me mad. It's so amazing how dumb we are. You think they want to get rid of energy dominance when they the ones that's dominating? Why would they want to take power from themselves? They trying to make it like we trying to make everybody freer, so you're not getting rid of all the regulations. The shit that you getting rid of the regulations on, we don't use it anyway. The regular person ain't polluting the air and shit. That's something that's benefiting corporations who got factories. Facts.
The EPA can't be restrictive of that. We can't be suffocating it.
Making America.
Look at there. Now the EPA is saying we don't want to suffocate you. You know what? The EPA is saying, man, we doing too much. Why don't we let people put a little bit more bull in the water? Why we doing all this policing? Now Trump want to make America great again by loosening EPA regulations? How? If it's the EPA job to keep the air clean, the water clean, how we gonna make America great with dirty air, dirty? See, this starting to make a lot of sense, man. But see, America's so dumbed down that I'm gonna save up and get the hell up out of America, man. I swear. This shit is a third world country, and they don't even see it. Americans are so damn dumb. We look at countries with no EPA regulations and we say, look at they dirty water and dirty air. And then we celebrate when Trump passed laws like this. Somebody on the panel, please tell me, ain't this some bull here, bro? Come on now, that just hit home now. We Americans look at other countries and say, you know, how bad it is because they don't regulate they fucking air and water. And then we fight to get our shit unregulated here. Boy, that's the dumbest shit. I'm telling you, boy, the world is so dumb.
America, the world's AI capital, means prioritizing a massive expansion of data centers, and hundreds of them are now under construction.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Levi.
With Trump's EPA backing that effort, there may be little recourse for the communities downwind.
XAI comes from a culture.
See what I'm saying? What he mean by the communities downwind, we call that the bottoms. That's the ghettos. See, what a lot of people don't know is that a lot of the slums and the ghettos in your state and in your county, they are in the lowest elevated areas. For example, in Alabama, the rich people stay in high elevated areas where the elevation rises, like Mountain Brook. You know, everyone don't stay on the same elevation level. Like if you live in Utah, you a mile high up above everybody. And so what I'm saying is a lot of the poor, a lot of the impoverished areas are downwind. And that's why they get the most sickness, illnesses, and diseases, because when all of the wind is blowing down into the lowest area, they breathe in all of the pollutants. That's why for millennia, rich people like to live in the mountains. You'll see a lot of rich people build their castles on top of a mountain. So rich people, they love to live up in the hills, up in the mountains, you know, Fat Joe, all the way up. And it's for health reasons, guys. It ain't just because I'm above you. No, it's because I breathe better than you down there. You're downwind. This is something we need to be talking about, man.
Of Silicon Valley. That
So what's going on? The people that live in downwind areas, it's already nothing that they can really do because the corporations are literally breaking the law and ain't nothing happening to them. But what's going to happen now is the corporations is about to bend the law to decrease regulations in these areas. That's what we just heard. I'll rewind it for you. So not only are they getting away with breaking the law, they about to say we won't be breaking the law too much longer because when these new regulations come through, it'll be legal to poison you motherfuckers. It'll be legal. You can't do nothing now. You already can't do nothing, even though they doing it illegally. Now they about to be able to do it legally.
The new head of the agency describes promoting the AI industry as a core part of the EPA's mission.
It's about
So you got to think about this. The EPA is saying that they are fusing with Doge to help bring in the AI infrastructure. Now think about that. The people that's responsible for protecting our water and air is working with the people that's gonna pollute the earth more than it has ever been polluted in the history of man. Tell me how that makes sense. That's like the people that's saying we trying to get you to stop smoking, but we working in unison with Newport to sell more cigarettes so people can stop smoking. That's the EPA saying our job is to make the world a cleaner place, to make the air more breathable, the water more drinkable, but we're gonna pass laws to make sure we get less power so that the AI people can build their data centers. That's what the head of the EPA just said, y'all, and that don't scare you? The head of the EPA is saying, I'm forfeiting my damn power and giving it to Elon, just like Trump did. And you telling me Elon ain't the Antichrist? When the people who's responsible for protecting the environment is saying, listen, you giving us too much power. We don't want this much power. We regulate y'all too much. How does that make sense? You're the head of the EPA and you're telling the world, I don't even want the power that I work to get for. All this power that I got as the head of the EPA, I don't want it. I'm in the way of the AI guys. They're gonna need to pollute the air and pollute the water so we can build this new digital fucking utopia. And this is from the EPA. He's saying, take my power away because I don't want to be in Elon's way while he pollute the world. What the EPA is saying, yes, our job is to make sure the air clean and the water clean, but we're in the way of the world moving forward. So the EPA is saying, basically, take our power away and give it to Elon. And if that mean that the air ain't cleaner and the water ain't drinkable, so what? We got AI. This ain't a concern to y'all?
Unleashing energy dominance, making America the AI capital of the world. And
the EPA is saying for America to become the AI capital of the world, right, and compete with China, our air gonna be just as polluted as China. Y'all ain't hearing me. The air in America is gonna be just like the air in China. You think I'm lying, but you something went over your head during this Memphis conference with the Memphis people. Look at this meeting with these Memphis people, y'all. Let me show y'all something real quick about this meeting. If you look at this meeting, these people wearing masks on their face. You see people with masks on in this meeting. You see the people with the mask on. Look at these old people with masks on. Now, people in Memphis are gonna have to start walking around with masks on their face to breathe less of those particles that we just showed. But if you look at people in China, they've been wearing masks. Now, guess what, y'all? China is one of the AI capitals of the world. But the price that they gotta pay is a toxic environment. Their air is barely breathable. The water messed up. They getting oil out the damn gutter. The resource situation in China is so much of a problem. And why? You would say, why are they lacking so many resources like that, Sanchez? Because when you pollute the water, it ain't that we ain't got water. We just ain't got clean water. It ain't like the people in Africa don't got water, man. They just don't got clean water. So when we talk about famine and drought, and when we talk about people in the water, we say people in Africa don't got water. If people in Africa didn't have water, they would be extinct. They got water, they just don't got clean water. So the water they drinking is literally poisoning them slowly. But they gotta drink it. That's where America is headed. The reason Africa is like that is because they don't have a lot of environmental regulations. So the corporations can just do what Elon is doing in Memphis. America is about to be the new China. And the Environmental Protection Agency is saying we finna get out the way and let the techies do what they want to the environment. The EPA is saying America needs to be the AI capital. Therefore, environmental regulations ain't even important no more. We ain't even concerned with what happens to the air or the water. And the Bible said when this happened, it's finna be crazy on earth. The Bible said in a minute here, we ain't gonna even be able to drink the water or breathe the air. It's finna be, see, the thing is, everywhere we see this going on, the ground is contaminated. People can't plant crops. You know why Africa so poor? You may say, cause they, like, why they poor? Why they starving if they got all of that dirt? They can just plant crops, right? Wrong. Monsanto and the corporations fuck up the topsoil in most of Africa. The people can't just plant crops in their land. They got to go to the supermarket. This creates a class system. This makes it to where the Africans are reliant on corporations for their resources. They can't put a seed in their ground and yield a tree. They can't go to the well and get clean water. So guess what they got to do? Beg for clean water donations. And guess what they give them? Pallets of bottled water from Coca-Cola. Who does that make rich? If don't know about, think about it, because Elon is about to create a situation where most of the people in America are gonna have to get their resources from the corporations. When it's already like that now. You got the option to go back and buy you some land, plant you some crops. But see, if you living in the southeast area and you farming and you kind of doing your thing off grid or whatever with your land and property, what you're gonna notice, you ain't gonna be getting a good harvest. Your cows ain't gonna live long. Your chickens ain't gonna be as fat. See, you gotta understand what's finna happen to the world, man. It's really big. It ain't just that the people getting sick. Everything in this area is gonna be affected. The water, the wind, the plants, the animals. It's gonna change the ecosystem. And that's why I call it terraforming.
We elect and put into place. We expect them to do what is in our best interest. Not
EPA.
So we see what's going on. I'll be replaying this on my big channel to wake people up.
Time to start telling the truth. The truth is that XAI, who just ran up out of here, they have no controls that prevent air pollution or decrease air pollution in their factories. None. That's the truth.
Power to the people!
To date, local and state authorities have taken no action against XAI. Running turbines without permits or pollution controls is also a violation of the Clean Air Act, which it's the EPA's job to enforce. But to date, the
Hey, welcome to the Fedora Gang, Truth Lady. Thank you for being a member. Thank you for joining this channel.
EPA has done nothing, and Elon Musk is doing what he can to keep it that way. Musk has helped the Trump administration place strict limits on the EPA's budget as part of President Trump's broader project to radically reshape the agency. Trump's EPA has begun what it calls the biggest deregulatory action in U.S. history.
And this is so Elon can go and pollute all of the environments where poor folks at. People, this is a problem. It is really a concern. It is so messed up that no one paying attention to this. They got us distracted with so much stuff while the EPA is deregulating its own self. That's like a police department saying, we don't want no power no more. You must be working with the criminals then. The moment the police department say, take our power away from us, we got too many regulations. That means the criminals must have paid you off. Who is it gonna benefit for the police to restrict the power that they got? The crime gonna go up. So who is it gonna benefit for the EPA to take power from itself? The corporations. And the crazy thing is the people that's supposed to be protecting our water and air is trying to protect their bank account. They don't care about the water you breathe, the water you drink, the air you breathe. Once somebody like Elon come with the check, they will say nothing. They'll turn their back while they pausing you. And that's what the EPA doing, y'all. That's what the EPA doing.
To fulfill President Trump's promise to unleash American energy and give power back to the states.
It eliminated the EPA's office that assists heavily polluted communities like South Memphis and canceled billions of dollars of funding for addressing pollution.
So you've slashed already $22 billion in grants, but you used Doge, if I'm not mistaken, to take down your head count?
It's been great. The people.
Do me a favor, everybody. If you can, send an $8 cash app to $BROSANCHEZTV. This is the 8th anniversary of my channel, Sit Down with Sanchez. We've been going 8 years strong. This is the 8th birthday. So that will be your birthday gift to this channel. If you enjoying today's broadcast, be a sponsor. Become a sponsor of it if you approve of this message. Send just $8 to $BROSANCHEZTV, or you can send it to the super chat for our 8th year anniversary. Thank you in advance.
People working on the Doge mission are EPA employees. What they provide to me are recommendations. I have found that working with Elon and Doge has been fantastic, a big help to our efforts.
That's like a police chief that's saying, I found that working with John Gotti have been a big help to my efforts. Now, while the police chief worked with John Gotti, crime is up, drugs is up, violence is up. But the police chief smiling saying, working with John Gotti has been awesome. Not awesome for the people, awesome for your damn pockets. And that's the kind of smile he got on his face. I find that working with Elon has been awesome. It ain't been awesome for the people of Memphis. Do we care about the people, or y'all grimy networks and partnerships and situations y'all got going and agendas that y'all got?
In March, the EPA announced plans to roll back over 30 air and water quality standards, including...
They're gonna roll back over 30 air and water quality standards, and you telling me that America ain't finna be a third world country? That's 30 of them. They got, put it this way so you can see how deep it is. They got 30 different regulations for the air and the water. 30 of them to keep our shit clean and safe. They about to roll back 30 of them. So we need to look up these 30 things and get prepared. We about to start seeing these toxins in our body. Shout out to Wendy Woden. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, everyone that hit the Cash App is $BroSanchezTV. Appreciate the love. 30 of them, not 3, 30. 30 regulations. Damn. Would you eat at a restaurant that the health department rolled back 30 regulations and let them still cook shit?
Absolutely not. That's an F rating. You fail. If you roll back 30, you fail. You get an F on the front door.
But we gotta live in an environment where the health department rolling back 30. That's crazy.
Yup. Every time I roll outside every morning and I watch them hashtag chemtrail our sky all night. And when I wake up, I go outside and I see the blue sky turns to pearlescent. When it's no longer blue sky, but it's like a pearlescent sheen.
I know what you're talking about. Yep. I know what you're talking about.
I know it. If we vote again for any government, any governor in any midterm, and we voting and that governor or Democratic, Republican, senator, no matter who it is, mayor, if their major point ain't ending chemtrails or describing why we need cloud seeding when we know we don't, stop playing God. God know when it need to rain. We need to go ahead and fire them, or fire yourself if you're a citizen that think that that's a good choice. If they're not mentioning chemtrails and what they are and why we don't need them and how they are poisoning us, then everybody in every state, just fire yourself, because it's no longer on them. We got to actually go to the ballot. If we think our vote counts, if these Republicans or Democrats, mayors, governors, senators aren't mentioning chemtrails, why are we still voting? We're literally being poisoned all day and night. But that's all I want to put out there. Pay attention. And it's always directed at the sun. It's always right there where the sun is at. And if the sun is 93 whatever million miles, why are the chemtrail, the hashtags, when you wake up and you drive down the highway, wherever you at, you see that it's always right there over the sun, or it's blowing towards the sun.
But you know what's crazy though? If the atmosphere rotating at 1,000 miles per hour, them chemtrails wouldn't just sit there and fall like and just dissipate like that. Yeah.
Today it was genius, man, because it's like, we've seen that before, but it never clicked. That smoke trail is above the actual so-called plane line. And if our earth is rotating, why ain't that smoke moving? I done walked around and rode around the block smoking a blunt with the homies, and what's called, cigarette, whatever. And the smoke moves without me even moving, just from a light breeze. You trying to tell me there ain't no breeze above that so-called line above our horizon? Why was that smoke trail not moving?
You know what's crazy? You notice that you called it a smoke trail and not a smoke arch? Because guess what? These chemtrails go for at least 20 miles in the sky. When you looking at a chemtrail in the sky going from one part of the sky all the way across the damn other one, that's over 15 damn miles at least, man. That's mileage, dude. And it ain't bending. It's a straight line, right?
It keeps the hashtag shape all the way across our horizon.
Yep. You know, they ain't nose diving. It ain't an arch. So boom, every 8 miles that trail should be arching down with the curvature of the earth. So
and they tell us that the wind is way more powerful the higher you go up. It's crazy work. That image is crazy work. But yeah, shout out to you in the panel.
You know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. We got a dude in the chat named Samson Edwards. I want y'all not to block him. I'm gonna use him for a teaching moment to show you the kind of Negroes that we're gonna have to do away with to save our children, right? When someone come up on here and tell people about the agenda of these corporations that's putting these toxins in the environment and poisoning people, and I play a whole video showing you an old lady that said she ain't breathing the same. I'm showing you old people with COPD. I'm showing you a whole neighborhood, a city that's saying we getting sick with this new technology coming in, and you're gonna always have a nigga say quit fearmongering. These are the people that's going to stop us from trying to save ourselves, y'all. Because if I'm telling all my people that the house burning down, we see the smoke, we feel the heat, and it's a nigga walking around all calm saying, man, chill out, Sanchez, you fear mongering. You stay your ass in that house with him, you going to burn up. Nigga like that going to be your downfall. Nigga like that who thinks some shit is a game. When these people telling you they own inhalers, they got COPD. I told you, it's a city in Alabama called Pacifico where they've been letting factories pause in that area ever since I was a little boy. You probably know cities like this in your damn state, some of y'all. Well, you know, okay, this city got a lot of plants and factories in it. People don't even like to drive through that shit because it stinks and all of that. And the people that live there, they have issues. So, yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, they hate it, man. Everywhere there's a plant. Oh, Elon Musk. All right. At first I was like, it's against the black man. Then I was like, oh. Then we had the floods in North Carolina. Most of them people was Caucasian, European. And they set up a lithium plant. With all those, allegedly, that's what they plan to do right there with all the, cleared land that they cleared out via geoengineering, allegedly, right? Because it's all warfare, but allegedly. It's all for entertainment purposes. So what we have down the center line of our country, we have Chicago, New Orleans, and then Memphis. Memphis is down below Virginia to the left. It's over close to the middle. There's something about the middle of this piece of land where they put these plants at that augments our reality. They have 2 NASA plants down there in New Orleans. They have the Hart Center and they have a NASA, one of the biggest NASA infrastructures down there in New Orleans, right? Just so happened right around where Katrina is at, right? And also in Chicago, we found out that they have a hadron accelerator, looking for the God part of the Higgs boson. They have one of those in Chicago, right? And then we found out about what they're doing now in Memphis. Memphis is called Memphis for a reason, though, too. There's another Memphis, but it's over in the Middle East. And over there in the Middle East, near Egypt, they was also terraforming the actual people and the environment as well back then. So for sure, it's just a cycle of copy and paste. It's repeating itself, right? It's perpetual. They're doing the exact same thing that happened in Egypt in our ancestors' time.
And
yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, you got it.
You don't see how while they deregulating the EPA to where they can put anything in the air they want, anything in the water they want, at the same time they pushing this new alien UAP stuff. So they finna come with the whole biological attacks and see the whole thing is like they can put whatever they want in the air, in the water, and they ain't regulated by the EPA. And they can say, well, we didn't do it, aliens did that too. So they got all of these cover-ups that is so scared. Like everything the Bible said about the Antichrist is going, they said the Bible said that the Antichrist is gonna be a man with great power. They said that he would be a big political figure, but he won't be a politician. Tell me that ain't Elon Musk.
Big facts. Yep. And he gonna have the power to do crazy things that's gonna seem like it's from God, but we should know that it ain't, because the true power gonna show itself real soon. So stay true. Stay true to your common sense. Use your common sense, fam. Everybody. We know that we are organically that. We don't need no type of genetically manipulated organism or interface to help us reach that supernatural type of power. Also, on that Boogle sphere, I'm just gonna leave it there. On that Boogle sphere, at the center was a germ, and on the other side of that ball was a chip that looked like the chip. When we talk the chip, on the center was a chip, and it was sprawling out to the moon or the sun within the moon shapes that created the so-called Star of David on the actual Boogle sphere. But yeah, hey man, we're here for a reason. Hey, I know for sure that people are becoming more enlightened listening to your panel, to your channel. I know we're not getting dumber. And I'm just gonna throw that out there. I know I'm a realist optimistic. I'm a realist, but I'm optimistic that our people will eventually have that awakened moment, like that eureka moment where it's like, oh, it's been right here in front of my face the whole time. I just couldn't figure out how to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Now, one of these panels is trying to help me do that. But yeah, shout out to y'all niggas for sure.
Hell yeah, man. Like, it is so crazy, bro. Like, what the EPA, with this new EPA regulations, what's going on, is just crazy, man.
They supposed to be protecting the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's almost like they know that our environment is alive and they poisoning her to death.
See, the whole thing is for them to get to this next, it's like this, right? I've been telling y'all, they want to build a digital police state for the world where AI police everybody chipped up, transhuman. That's their idea for the future. In order for them to terraform the earth and get and make it to where it's less livable for humans, they got to deregulate the things that's protecting our environment. That's why I don't think Elon is a human. I think Elon is some kind of humanoid. He can live in this new environment that he's bringing in, but we can't, which is why he's going to try to transform the whole world into transhumans, because if they don't, they won't even be able to live on the earth and where we going. But the Bible spoke about this too. But think about this, right? What's deep about the Antichrist in the Bible, it says that he eventually turns the world to this like private dictatorship. And in order for the Antichrist to do that, he used drought, famine, he contaminates the air, water, and all that. But before the Antichrist could do that, he was given power from the false prophet, gave him the power. And the thing was, the false prophet is Donald Trump. The false prophet is the people that's telling us AI is the way to go, that we can save the world with this new AI agenda versus going back to like cleaning up the place, good health, proper thoughts, positive. We don't want to work on that. We just saying we can just cheat it with technology. The Bible said this is going to all crash down on humanity, and it's going to end with the Antichrist ruling the world with the false prophet up until the day that Jesus come and wage war. Now, so this is something that's actually happening right now. The question is, who is Jesus that's going to come and wage war? That's when the Christ consciousness wakes up in the collective and we say, fuck it, we dying anyway, we might as well fight to change this shit.
Absolutely. It's the whole, man, I'm so glad you said that. The whole point of what Jesus was trying to say is, my nigga, y'all organically got this in y'all system. It's innate. It's innate within you to do all the things that they trying to implant in you with technology. You already are the technical knowledge. You are the most divine design. Stop letting these so-called rulers make you believe that you are not, and then implement all kinds of what they call invasive procedures to implement a new technology inside your organic divine design. You are the God body. Like God literally says, like, you are my home, and vice versa. So why would we augment that to where somebody else can have control over how the doors open, how the lights cut on, except for God? No, I don't need that. I don't need that little chip, man, to let me think better. Stop it. I don't need to think fast and process information y'all feeding us. But yeah, you see what I'm saying?
What's crazy, right? Elon name is a play on the word alien. And the crazy thing about Elon, right? The name of the God in the Bible name was Elyon, Elyon. This is the God that walked the earth throughout the ages with the technology from the pits, y'all. The Neuralink, the technology to terraform the environment. Like, think about Elon got a holographic satellite train in the sky right now orbiting the earth. He also finna be given permission to poison the air and water and basically put what he want in it. He also finna be given permission to access the consciousness of humanity. And people still don't see who this man is. But you know what's so crazy about, and when I say access to consciousness, yeah, through Neuralink. So, but check this out, right? If I was an alien and I came to the earth and blended in with humans, and I said, man, my agenda is to make this place like my home. My goal is to transform this natural, beautiful earth with this clean water, clean air. I want to transform that to a place that's like my planet where I come from. And if you look at Elon, that's what he doing. Like all of the tech people in this earth, they come from an earth where AI rule. They come from a parallel universe where humans have merged with AI. And they come into this natural earth, turning it into another synthetic hellhole where AI take over this one. They are colonialists. They go everywhere colonizing these different realities. But here's the thing. In order for this foreign entity to transform our world into a world that resembles more of where it come from, it got to get rid of the laws that protect our air, water, and all that, y'all. If there's an alien, they got everybody looking for the aliens, right? And the alien is among us terraforming the damn earth. Check it out, man. This earth is not gonna even be a place that humans can inhabit in a few years. And that's because there's a war being fought here of two different species. There's one species that need an atmosphere full of aluminum, barium, argon, all of the crazy metals and shit that we see them putting in the air. We think, oh, they putting that there because they creating stuff on the ground. That's stuff they want up there. That's why they got to spray them chemtrails up there. Because whatever they putting up there is to keep this other entity alive. It's not for us. It hurts us and it helps it. Both of us can't coexist on this planet. Either we're gonna become it or it's gonna become us. And look like we're gonna become it and become transhumans. So they giving Elon the power to change the natural order of the earth. Like he get to make the atmosphere how he want it, the water how he want it. And I believe he is the spokesperson of a group of humanoids that are among us. They come from a very tech planet. They come from this parallel universe where technology just got so fucking out of control. We transformed ourselves into this other type of entity. And this is what Elon is. And there are a lot of them among us, different nations, different colors. They have the same agenda to transform the atmosphere and water and keep humanity arguing about bullshit, distracted while they do it.
Yes, sir.
So they've been put plastic and everything. Like this is an environment that's compatible for their kind, but not for ours. So I'm gonna be dealing with this on my main channel, but I'm gonna get up out of here right now because I gotta prepare for another stream. So peace and much love, y'all. Be on the lookout, man. And
Hey,
yes,
Sanchez,
yeah, for sure. I ain't in a hurry. Yeah.
before you leave, I want to show you some connections with Elon Musk, with Memphis, and also with Egypt. I'm gonna show you my computer screen right quick.
Just okay. Let me see. I don't know if the screen share is open. Let me open it for you, man.
Don't chance it. Just type in what he gonna type in.
No, I ain't one of them, bro.
I'm joking.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, you know, this thing.
Oh, he just showing his screen directly.
Check out this a tweet from Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
Ramesses II was cool.
How would he know that?
known for
Yeah.
building projects. It's a lot of statues in Memphis of Ramesses. This him
Yeah.
in front of the pyramid in Memphis.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's also him in front of the University of Memphis.
Yeah, and Ramsey's got that Neuralink on his head too.
Yep. Also, this is the Memphis Zoo with the hieroglyphs. Also, you got the Memphis pyramid on the river like the Nile.
Mm-hmm.
And also, where Elon Musk building this thing at is where the Indian tribes are. And I heard you ask, what was the name of Memphis before it was Memphis?
Mm-hmm.
It was called Chucalissa.
Chucalissa, that's more Indian, like more native, more indigenous to what we really
Yes,
were.
sir.
We weren't Egyptians. I'm glad you did that. I'm actually, bro, you know what, man? You might need to tag team this whole here about the original name of Memphis. That's great, Chucalissa. Chucalissa.
And before my grandma passed, we used to have powwows at this park called Fuller Park. That's where we used to have ceremonies at. And that's exactly where he building it. It's right here.
Oh, bro, this is, oh, man, bro. Like, they're really building this abomination on our spiritual ancestral land, bro.
Yep.
It's so, man, bro. Like, this, people, like, it's crazy because, remember now, these were the people we've been at war with on this land, and they ain't like us. They brought sickness and disease with them, and they coming back bringing sickness and disease. It's ain't nothing changed in history. It's still the Pilgrims versus the Indians right now.
Yep. And these ceremonies are where we were having these like in 900 AD. The word Chucalissa means abandoned house. These are some of the mounds that we got here in Memphis. And there are some of the indigenous people having powwows right now.
God, bro.
Hey, man, that's beautiful, man.
This brother's a wealth of knowledge, man. This brother here, yeah, man. You just snapped with this. I ain't gonna cap.
And
Like,
it's called the Chickasaw tribe. They even got a school in Westwood. It's in Memphis, South Memphis, called Chickasaw Middle School.
I know about them Chickasaw.
This is crazy. You know what's so crazy? That it's black kids going to Chickasaw Middle School saying we the Egyptians. Wow.
Yep. Just don't. It was a Memphis everywhere. And I promise you, once we look up the etymology of Mem and then Phis, I promise you it's going to be something that can be everywhere. Memphis can be everywhere. And I'm just guessing. I was going to look up the etymology of Memphis before I hopped on the panel, but I like to do this type of, thought experiment with my right? So it's like, look up the etymology of where Memphis comes from. I bet you it's going to go down to something that's spiritual, metaphysical. It's not going to just mean an actual place where we build stuff or metropolis. You know what I'm saying? It's going to mean something deeper than, like, Asia means the place where the sun rises. It's not just a place. Asia means something deeper than what we, like, the actual landmass we categorize it as now. But hey, shout out to y'all, man, love this shit, man.
Yeah, I gotta extend this thing for a little bit here because people coming with some stuff. So, but then we're gonna prepare for the next one. But guess what, bro? I'm finna be doing a lot of lives because it's so much shit going on I gotta teach about, bro. And what's going on in Memphis is so big. It's so deep. It really is, man. Because
salute.
Yeah, salute.
Keep video with that old lady. She was actually sitting down at the park. That was the park she was sitting down at.
It's crazy, man.
Hey, man, it's crazy that y'all building on this. Salutes to you, bro. Salutes to the panel.
And let me give a salute to Krylit Crisis for the $8 donation. Thank y'all for the 8th anniversary gifts. Peace, Key, you got it.
Oh yeah, man. You know, UBTV did a stream the other day, and he was doing it on the Delta, and that's that Memphis area, Arkansas, where I'm from. That's the area where they cleared the most mounds, where the most mounds was at. It's kind of like the eye of the storm. You know what I mean? And then you got to go back to when they did the Delta thing, when they got the jab. So you own to something right now. I don't want to do too much. I don't know what's gonna get us struck or whatever, but that's why they attacking that area, because it's a high energy area, and they already know, they figured out how to bring the reverse the energy, and that's why it's making us sick.
Yep, that Uno reverse. They trying to hit us with the spiritual Uno reverse. I promise you, man, why do they build dams and then they build these so-called hadron colliders and these so-called NASA plants over where the majority of our people are buried? Because they know that it's something more than our flesh going back to dirt. There's a certain type of energy that stays stagnant around that area for a certain amount of time. And
That's
that's what I
right.
was thinking to myself, man. Hey, man, I was like, yo, we got this thing called a great year that takes like 25,000 years, right, for the whole procession to happen, right? And the whole new set of constellations to come back around and start the cycle over again, right? Why do we think that it's instant that our spirit gets to just go off right away? Even Christ said, my nigga, I don't even know when I'm coming back. Only my Father knows. It's a greater understanding about when the physicals versus the spiritual is about to, reflux itself back into our reality. So
Yeah,
this conversation
these
is
are big facts. These are
yeah.
big. People ain't ready for them because the new age consciousness got this thing to where it's like the old church, to where, man, I'm a leave this earth. When I'm gone, I'm gone. Like, but the ancestors was saying, basically, when you get out of your body, you linger on the astral plane for a minute, and you don't really just leave the earth. You basically play your whole life out in reverse first. Then you got to make up your mind whether you want to leave or not. You got to be your own judge of these actions and all that. So that's why the Hindu said, don't die with regrets. But guess what? When they say only God can judge me, the judge is your higher self. So the things you're doing wrong, the higher you know you messing up, there's always a voice of conviction in you when you're doing wrong that's saying, you fucking up, right? That's your higher self. That's your greater version saying, I'm better than this. Why am I living beneath my highest version? And it's always trying to raise you up, and that's gonna be what judge you in the end. That part of you that said, man, I was wrong, I was this. It ain't gonna lie, it don't know how to lie. So that thing, only God can judge me. Yeah, that's everyone gonna be their own judge, and the real you ain't gonna lie to the fake you.
Right. Hey, and then you know what you was building on, Sanchez.
Your
I think I heard
mic muted, Akil. Go ahead, Key. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when you was building, I think I heard somebody talk about the Mississippi River or whatnot, and what the name of Memphis was. They placed all this stuff overseas, seas, but all that stories and stuff was really from here. That's why it's significant there. When they cleared those mounds, they mocked us and they put that big pyramid for the basketball team over there in Memphis and stuff. So it's a lot of things that we gotta pay attention to, man, that show significance, that the stories they hiding and why they're attacking that specific place right there. I got some information. I ain't gonna be able to really put it up right now. I know you weren't gonna be on too long, but I just wanted to tap in and make the connection with that Delta, Operation Delta. Make sure y'all look that up. You remember in 2020 when we had the pandemic. Yeah, so this is a continuation, man, from that right there.
You know what? That make a lot of sense.
I ain't mean to cut you off. Yo,
you got it.
Alpha, Beta, Charlie, Delta, etc., etc. These are words for a reason. We call these things that for a reason. I promise you, man, when we go back and look up why we even call that area of Memphis, or why we even call that area Delta.
Because my bad, I ain't mean to cut you off, bro, but look at where tornado country is. It's a high energy zone right there. That's
Guess
what's
so crazy, right?
Yeah.
They built Stennis Air Force Base in Tennessee, Mississippi, Memphis area like that. And that Air Force Base, when they built it, is when the hurricanes and all that, the floods and all. Telling y'all now.
Hey, Hey, hot and cold, right? That creates what we know as I love chopping up with y'all niggas. Hey,
Big facts,
hot and
man.
cold is
It's throwing the
tornadoes, right?
energy off.
That's
They
right.
throwing
That's
the
what I'm saying.
energy off. And
It's a
we
duality.
get a certain vibration. That's when you get when they was calling it being spiritually possessed, your vibration, your energy be off. You begin to pick up the signals that they send it. You see what I'm
Yup.
saying? Your body start to replicate
So
the signals that's being sent to you. That's why we had them bells. They used to hit them bells to shake that energy out for you.
yo, and you know that they're curing cancer with vibration of extreme vibration like a bell. When you stand by a bell, it'll set your hairs on fire. It'll stand every hair on your body up at the right pitch. That's the new technology, how they get rid of so-called tumors now.
Bro, that's how they used to do it. When the person used to get sick, it used to always be spiritual. And
Hey
that's how they
man,
used to do.
watch
Yeah.
this, y'all. Listen, y'all. This is what I want to say real quick. Elon Musk is about to do something that has never been done in America before, but also peep game. It's never been done in the Western world before, to my understanding. What is that? He's about to put 100,000 GPUs in one location. This is supposed to be a historical moment. Now, it makes me want to ask y'all a question. Now, cause I ain't gonna act like I know everything about everything, but I know that 100,000 GPUs can't be good for the environment to be able to, the factory that it's gonna take to not only create this, but I know a little bit about computers, right? GPUs is a whole nother unit of energy. None of us will never use one GPU, right? So, but my whole thing is this: the radiation field around your little bitty computer is enough to be cancerous, and health experts already taught about that. So imagine about one of the world's biggest computers. Why would Elon Musk want it in some black people's community? Why would he want it in a place where it's predominantly a black population? Think about it. You know how expensive this computer is? He basically wanted it in young Dolph's hood.
Right. And then what you talking about, Sanchez, the earth is expanding, you know what I'm saying? They say we coming to the age of the age of knowledge and all that, understanding. But that's why they expanding the bandwidths, because they can't keep the bandwidth the same, because our consciousness will rise as the earth expands. So they keeping that to keep us contained. If our consciousness rise above the bandwidth, then we'll turn to our true self. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, that's bad. Somebody gave me a correction. They said every computer have at least one GPU. So that's a graphics processing unit. He said, he said we do have one GPU. So, okay, so now I got a better understanding. So my computer got one GPU and they telling me it's still cancerous or whatever. Now he's finna have 100,000 GPUs. I'm talking about, forget the GPUs, the energy that is gonna be sucked into this computer that he's using, because anything that's generating and using that much energy will create this field around it that is toxic, like, you know what I'm saying?
Will.
Yeah.
Facts. And GPU is graphics processing unit. CPU is computer processing unit. You always have both of them in every iPad, every phone. You got a computing processing unit that computes how fast the images flow across your screen, but that's also married with the graphics processing unit, because the images are graphics. So it combines, because you got RAM, which is random access memory, which is just holding the memory in storage, like in a motherboard, whenever you need it to process a extreme device or Photoshop or whatever you're doing, something that takes a lot of power. It'll use up all your RAM, right? And it's a reason why God was called hey man, it's a reason why God was referred to as the
RAM.
Or why Abraham found the RAM.
I'm telling you, bro. Listen, think about this. Listen, because people are gonna say what you saying is, bro, this is syncretism, what he doing. And look, me myself, you just made me think of this. Who was the pharaoh over Memphis? What was his name again?
Ramses.
Ramses. Come on, man.
Ramses. And then
Come on, bro.
when you be building on that mirroring image, the false god, that's Mars. You know what I'm saying? So y'all building right now, man. For real.
And Elon is all on this Mars stuff. Come on, man.
Facts.
This is crazy, bro. The symbols is not gonna lie.
Yep.
It says symbols will be their downfall, though.
Every single time.
And see, that's what oh, my bad, me myself. Go ahead, bro.
Man, I'm building off of y'all. What y'all throw on the table, man, I'm gonna eat that shit and then it's like, yo, then I'm gonna gain some new understanding.
I was just gonna say see all that energy that they producing with this technology is blocking out your energy, your higher self energy.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Keeping it separated.
You know what's so deep about what you said right there, bro? There may be something happening right now in the universe where our energy of our higher self is getting stronger right now. So they got to get all crazy in the world like right now.
Yeah, bro. That's why when them new moons and stuff be coming, that's why they start hitting with this technology, because they know when the time frame coming up, bro. We on it. We on top of it, bro.
Time they throw these portals or one of their elite popes pass away, it's because they only pass away the popes on purpose when there's a gateway opening. It's not by coincidence that the pope that passed opened up however many gateways or so-called portals, right before he passed. So we got to start paying attention, man. I know we pay attention, but I want our people catch up.
Man, you know what?
You on point. You on point. They blocking out the higher self energy, the Christ consciousness energy with the technology.
Yeah.
And he opened the pits from hell. See what I'm saying? To let more of them in. You feel me?
Because because think about this, right? They giving Elon power to put what he want in the sky and in the water and all that. They basically giving Elon the power to terraform the world from the inside out, not just the outer environment, but everyone's inner environment as humans. Which is why I'm saying I never was one of those guys that was saying, get your passports, let's leave America because of what the government doing. I was like, stand up and fight. I'm still like that, but it's crazy. I don't even think people really know what's going on with the EPA and how much power Elon getting. They think people talk, they got us distracted for real. Like, it's some serious stuff going on, man.
Yeah, bait and switch, rope a dope, all kick the can down the road, every type of terminology we can think of to distract us from the real. And when it's crazy, it's like we the real that they copy and pasting and throwing out these so-called technologies. All of the technology is reverse engineering of the most divine design, which is the hued man being. Hued meaning like man just being one man or man, meaning just bipedal thing that's more intelligent than the four-legged thing, and being meaning that you are existing. You are in existence, you are conscious, you are aware, you are being. Our actual name describes our God prowess. If we really think about it, what a hued man being is, it tells us everything we really need to know.
We got the Duke of Memphis on here, and salutes to T. Riggles too. Salutes to the people in Memphis, man. Hey, listen, bro, we gotta get something going in Memphis with the. And I'm gonna tell you, the world act like, cause just like they did with Flint, well, that's their problem. But this shit in Memphis ain't just Memphis' problem, bro. They just the first city. But this shit is big because if you don't live in Tennessee, I believe that these environmental issues is gonna expand way beyond Tennessee state lines, in my opinion. This
What's
is
up, bro? Hey,
salute,
salute, guys, salute. It's the Riggles. You know,
salute.
Thank you for bringing this topic up, bro. I heard about this last week, and this might sound very sinister of what I'm about to say, or kind of cold, but I'm glad that this happened. And why am I
I know
glad?
exactly where you about to go with it too. This is a good little move. I see what you're doing. Go ahead. I got you.
You know
Go
what I'm
ahead.
saying? Right? Because I'm glad because we need everyone to know, like, hey, man, we're at war here, y'all. Just to let y'all know, like, everyone needs to know this. And everything that they do isn't for us. And so if people aren't going to say anything and do anything about this Memphis situation,
Yeah.
when it comes to your front door, you can't say anything to anyone now. You know what I mean? Like, we've got to really help and band together, you know what I'm saying, with this Memphis situation, because this is insane in my book of life. And for
Like,
anyone that's having any type of misconception of who Elon Musk really is, all you have to do is look at his word Tesla, and that E. The E is letting you know the 3 stripes he's on. He's a 33rd high-level Freemason witch here. And he's not playing games with none of you. And I am not a Elon Musk fan at all, gentlemen. I know who this man is, you know, and I hope, and I land right here, and I hope that everyone else will figure this out, and I land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so crazy because Tennessee is the Titans. And these humanoids supposed to have been the Titans or like the Archons or whatever, but you know, the Titan, that's another thing. And then I forgot the name of their basketball. They the Grizzlies, but yeah.
Nah, Nick, that up. Cause like, when the last time we seen a Grizzly band in Memphis?
Right.
Ever? It used to be though.
It ain't no damn. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That is crazy though.
I just thought about that. Like, I forgot that I was supposed to green. Like, they called the Memphis Grizzlies.
Did Memphis end up? Let me ask you this: Did Memphis end up getting the Vancouver Grizzlies? Is that how they get that?
Yeah.
That's
true.
That's how it was. Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, but it's hella Memphis fans down here though. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it wrong. We support the Grizzlies for sure.
Yeah. I believe, do you know what? The Memphis Grizzlies need to rock them old throwbacks sometime. Them old Grizzlies jerseys was fire. They should bring them back sometime.
I don't want no new jerseys. I want the old school Knickerbockers. I don't want no Knicks jersey. Yeah, for sure.
But what's crazy, man, with the Elon situation, most people in Memphis don't give a fuck. Like, the YNs run this city. Like, no cap, it's so crazy down here. The police ain't stopping nothing. They can't stop nothing.
It make me wonder, like, if things got crazy with Elon and the black people there really wanted him out, if they got gangster, that's really they shit for real. Like, Memphis one of them cities to where if it got like that, you know, the people will win for real. So like,
I want to ask you a question.
Hey, let me give a shout out to Awakening Minds. Much love, bro. He said, happy creation day to the channel, 8 years of knowledge. Check out Elon's Twitter while him and Trump beefing back and forth right now. What? Okay. Oh, hold up. Drop a bomb. Hold on a second. Let's give a shout out to Flat Erie and Krylet Crisis. Thank you, Krylet Crisis, for the $8 donation. It is this channel's 8-year anniversary. Shout out to Flat Erie. He said, Irish crew showing respect for the bruh. Flat power to you too, man, and to Sally McDermott. Appreciate the love. Shout out to everyone for the Cash Apps too. I have responded to the Cash Apps on my end. Thank y'all so much. And yeah, if you guys want to send a gift to the channel, it's the channel's birthday. Send your boy $8 to $BROSANCHEZTV. I'll respond. Appreciate the love. We do have another stream at 5 o'clock on BROSANCHEZTV about Trump saying that Americans are ready to know the truth about UFOs. So Trump is going to be the president to actually open up the door for the alien agenda, and he's the president that's making it okay for Elon to just have all dictatorship power. So Trump really double-crossed us. For all of his fans is no longer supporting him and stuff. You know, it's not enough. We got to impeach him. We got to get him out of there now, man.
I got a theory about that, man. You know, that fallen angel theory, those people was put in the earth. So I think there was inner earth people and they battling with the people who was on earth. And I think they got a spiritual connection with the planets that they named as they gods. I mean, I want to go deeper on this later, but I want to know what you think about that, because the whole UFO thing, and then they the people who terraforming the earth and acting like the aliens. So I mean, what you think about that, bro?
But that's what I'm saying. The aliens are so smart. They're in power. And they got us looking for the aliens while the aliens are terraforming our earth right up under our nose. The aliens are doing biological experiments on our DNA and saying that it's experimental medicine. Don't get me stuck. Listen, the aliens is using the earth like their laboratory as well. And you know it's like something about these people that is anti-earth, anti-human, anti-natural, because it's like they look around at this place and pick up everything and smash it apart trying to figure it out. And it's like our ancestors already had everything figured out. It's like something new arrived here trying to understand the earth, and it got us acting like we're all trying to figure this out together when we just need to go back to our ancestral ways. This new creature here ain't like us, and it's transforming this place to whatever is. I think they're making the earth like their original home. You know, so yeah, there's people say, well, the people in power selling out to the devil. Man, they are selling out to a non-human entity, but it's human-like. It's what's called mankind or a humanoid. But yeah, this is what Elon is. And my research shows that they are ancient transhumans that have been stuck in the earth simulation ever since we became technological. Our other ancestors, they detached from technology and they went and withdrew into being monks, and they got into, spirituality. It wasn't that they weren't technological. When we reached the height of technology, there was a war on earth and a split where there was a whole nother entity created called a transhuman. And the real humans and the transhumans been fighting a war of Armageddon on this earth ever since. You pick which side you on. When you say choose good or evil, you're really choosing natural or unnatural, synthetic or original, human intelligence or artificial intelligence is what the war of good and evil has always been. And we're not the same either. We're not the same.
Facts. I think we solar beings, I think they polar beings, and this is what I think. I think when those fallen angels came, they was casted inside the earth. You know, that's where it's supposed to be Sheol and all that is. I think they found an opening, came out, took over power, then they start, terraforming the earth and controlling us, and then having us reference they gods to keep this going. But this is gonna be so deep, man. We'll have to do a whole nother peel on this, man.
But yeah, I'm finna get up out of here. And we're gonna keep our foot on their neck though. And I'm gonna be back live over here to talk about this Memphis thing some more. I'm gonna keep following that. That ain't just a one topic and stop. This is gonna be an ongoing thing where the people in Memphis are gonna be trying to fight to get this bastard up out their city, because I don't know if it's even legal for the higher ups in Memphis to go behind the residents' back, and because them people was saying they didn't even know that this is how cold it is. How the hell you live in Memphis and you didn't even know that Elon had built the whole factory in your city till it was a solid building? That's how big the cover up was, y'all. And I know that ain't right. That's some legality. Like, we watching the black people in Memphis straight up sell those people out. They property ain't gonna be worth shit once Elon go to pollute these areas like that. That's why they not gonna build that shit. And like, why would he want to build something this expensive, this historical and groundbreaking in the hood, and then you don't want no publicity. Hush, hush, man.
Right,
We
bro.
see,
And then
yeah.
who working there? Who he got working there? And why is that where the most murders is happening and where there's the highest rate of supposed to be STDs, but you know that came from the snake bite. And man, it's infertility amongst our people. So we gotta really dig deep on this. I appreciate you, bro. And I'm gonna check in with you on the next one. Salute to the
Oh
panel
yeah,
and the chat. Peace and
bro.
power.
You know what? And I'm gonna say this: we gotta ride for Memphis like they rode for Carmelo. And salutes to Carmelo. I want that young man to get his freedom. Me personally, and I still got a heart for the Metcalf family. Right? I'm just a nigga that I mourn both sides. And I don't think Carmelo doing 40 years life in jail is gonna help nobody. So I don't think he should get that much time if he gets. But my thing is this: he was wrong though, and it wasn't self-defense. It was a tragic situation. The news shouldn't have touched him. But let me get off that. I want to say this about why I brought Carmelo up. Remember now, when you got white folks poisoning black people ain't an outcry about it, right? But the same people that's saying that they support Carmelo say because we our people, we supposed to stick together. Bro, y'all doing that to Carmelo because y'all happy he stabbed the white boy. But see, when the white folks is attacking Flint, Memphis, Pacifico, and all these places, niggas don't care. When we got all of these organizations and political organizations like FBA need to do more than just advocate for reparations. We need to advocate for more EPA regulations in poor areas, because when Trump talking about let's reduce these EPA regulations, remember now, they ain't been that mean that it's gonna make us easier to dump our pollution in poor areas. That's what I'm saying. And it's gonna be more niggas getting sick, more niggas dying, and all that while y'all then they think it's a game though. But we gonna be covering it. We gonna be covering it. Yeah.
All the government people all our people who work in government, if they not, focusing on what you just said, we know what side they on. And this is the words of Key Norfolk solely. This a disclaimer for Bro Sanchez. All the YNs, I'm putting out a call for them, man, to stop killing each other and recognize who you are and what's going on and get ready to ride for y'all people, man. Salute.
And I'm
Peace and
riding
power.
with them. When the YN start riding for their people, I'm riding right with them. I ain't got nothing bad to say about them at all once they do that.
Facts.
Real talk. I'm with them.
Yo.
Hey, love you too.
Sanchez, what's up, man?
Hey, yeah, take your time, Duke of Memphis. Take your time, man.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at it like, you remember the thing that happened with the towers, where they had a little protest about it, and it really wasn't nothing that the protesters could do. You know what I'm saying? No matter what was gonna happen, it was gonna happen. And it seemed like we're in a situation here in Memphis like that. No matter what we do or say, like they had already signed the papers, got it cleared with the state, with the city and all that before the public even knew about